Dun dun do 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 do. Dun dun do 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 do. Three and no bear are back with you week 3. And now here's Crandor. Do. And Rob is dying, I think.
There's so much happening in that intro.
There's too much
Discord breaking up.
Yeah.
Was Discord breaking up again?
Oh yeah.
It's always when you're talking and Rob's doing the thing, and then Sinvicta's just like,
yeah.
I think it's the noise gate setting. I'm gonna change it.
No, I don't think it's you individually. Like, it's just Discord when multiple people talk. Like, because we can do a test. Everyone go.
All right.
Huh?
Yeah. Everybody talk.
There we go.
There it is. It is only Sinvicta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what the deal is then. Maybe it's a Discord setting. I'll investigate.
All right. Well, everybody, how's it going?
Week 3.
Woo! Week 3. Woohoo! Folks, New York Jets won a football game.
Wow. All right. Yeah. We're going right. Yeah. They did.
I just thought we'd open with it just because.
I mean.
And boy, did they win.
Boy, did they.
I mean, look. It was a bit. I'm obviously very psyched about the whole situation. I'm very happy that it happened against this team in particular.
Yep.
Again, apologies to any Cleveland Browns fans that we've made. Yeah, right. Cleveland Elves fans that we've made over the course of this podcast, but I'm really happy that we beat your team, especially in such embarrassing fashion, because the Browns had a 99.9 win probability with like a minute 53 seconds left in the game, and like they were literally. The whole Jets subreddit has been rubbing it in the whole week, and it's been great. But basically. They were even showing graphics at the game of like, last time the Browns were 2-0, Jurassic Park was the box office success, and like all this stuff, and it's just like, well, sorry Browns, looks like you can save those graphics for next year, because not going to be 2-0 with when you're facing down the barrel of Joe, the elite fucking Dragon Flacco, Super Bowl MVP. Who honestly, like, it was the last.
It's amazing
2 minutes.
What one win does for a man.
Well, I mean, look, the Jets are. This is probably going to be their only win for a while.
No, come on, they're going to win more.
I don't know if you looked at our schedule, because it's bad, and this was the only winnable game.
No, you guys play us. That's super winnable.
That's true.
I'm not so sure.
I mean, have you seen the Bengals lately?
The Patriots. Yeah, or the Bengals.
Yeah, but we're probably going to go 0-2 against the Patriots this year, so.
Well, you go 0-3 because you've got one win in the win column, Rob. Congrats.
That's, yeah. Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, we can get back to the Jets once we get to the game. I was just allowing the minute of joy.
You opened the
fair.
a little too early there, Coach.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So one thing that's the top of the NFL Reddit right now is a Dan Campbell quote, as you would expect. He said, it says, "How did Dan Campbell scout Vikings Eagles on Monday Night Football?" Quote, "Normally, like any fan would, I fell over backwards in my chair drunk after the second half. I couldn't even take notes anymore. Woke up, couldn't read my notes, but I'm back in this morning, took some aspirin, we're good."
I love Dan Campbell.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, he is right. That was a boring game, and I forgot. I didn't even know it was on until like the fourth quarter.
Yep. That was, man. I loved it. Love the Vikings, essentially just swapping with the Packers from week 1. It's great stuff. We also had Tom Brady getting mad this week. That was fun, even though he still won.
Another Surface tablet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really hates those.
does.
We'll get into that. But
Yeah, we'll get into that.
We did finally get a win against the Saints. It only took us 2 years.
Yeah. It only took 2 years and 3 quarters of just not scoring points.
Yeah.
And is that really all the news? Oh, here we go.
I mean,
Geno
we could talk
Smith.
about Trey Lance getting destroyed and losing his leg for like the next.
Well,
Yeah.
that's when we get to that game. May as well start in the games. But first, the final thing we'll bring up. Geno Smith has filed a trademark for "They wrote me off. I ain't right back though."
That's incredible.
Let's wait until you win a couple more games, Gino.
Yeah, dude, this is just
No, I mean, look,
resembling the let Russ cook thing, and then he kept losing after he trademarked it or
I
whatever.
mean, yeah, they got smoked by the Niners and Jimmy G. So let's hold off on that one, Gino.
Look, I think you got to strike while the iron's hot, and I respect Gino's decision despite the loss this weekend.
The iron is already cooled off. It is
Yeah.
it's not anymore. My favorite thing though from this week, I even posted in the Discord, but I don't think you saw it, or maybe you did. Somebody said one of the greatest scouting report one-liners ever about Kyler Murray. He runs like a toddler that just stole their parents' phone. Haven't been able to unsee it since.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that 2-point conversion, and that's exactly correct.
It really does.
Yeah.
He does have a lot of horizontal arm movement when he runs.
Yeah, it is. It's funny,
It's like
but
he's sticking it out for balance and stuff.
it works.
It's funny too because he's not even that short. I mean, he is actually. I think he's like
5'10".
yeah, right. I'm 5'10", right? Like, but like compared to the other NFL players, he just looks like a baby.
Yeah.
It is very funny.
It also doesn't help that he's extremely baby faced as well.
True, yeah, and his body type, like in physique, is like really skinny too.
Yeah.
Let's just insult like his entire insult him as a person.
Yeah, and you know what? I think his mom stinks.
whoa.
Although they did beat the Raiders, and it was hilarious seeing those Raiders fans pop bottles in the stands way too early.
Oh no!
They also
I didn't see that.
Green Bay was bringing up charts because they're like, this was so popular last week, and it was like Green Bay receivers 142 yards, Devontae Adams 12. So they're just reversing it. Great time. All right, games. Football.
Wild week of football.
Wild week, starting with Chargers, Chiefs Thursday night. That was a wild game.
Yeah.
I hate that I'm going to say this, but I'm going to agree with PFF, even though I hate them.
All right.
Because there was a post in the subreddit that was like someone from them going, my adjusted score had the Chargers winning by like 7. And everyone was like, oh, yeah, well, my adjusted bank account has me as a millionaire. And it's like, okay, you're very funny, but I think what they're saying is right. The Chargers lost this game. Like, they should have won. They absolutely should have won.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 100%.
They were the better team on Thursday, and they charged it up. They charged it up, dude.
They sure did. It was, in fact, they had a end zone interception they dropped, and they could have not given up a touchdown. They also had there was a call that was really weird where it was like the guy had his hand under the ball and the interception from Mahomes, and then they were like, that's clearly not an interception. I was like, I don't think that's pretty clear.
I think there's a huge disconnect between what we think is a catch and what the NFL thinks is a catch, because I swear that happened like 3 times last week.
Yeah, and the announcers were even like, it's clearly
his
drop.
hand. Look, it was ruled an interception. His hand is clearly underneath the ball, right?
Yeah.
In my opinion, there is no way that there's enough evidence to overturn that. That's the call on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you fall on it while your hand is underneath the ball, it's going to touch the ground, but it does, you've got
totally
full control.
allowed. You can,
it's
can
totally
touch the
allowed.
ground, and that's
It's
the
totally
weird
allowed.
thing. As I feel like the refs are just looking for if the ball touches the ground, and the announcers say that shit too. They go, "Oh, you can clearly see it touch the ground there." It's like, no, but it doesn't matter if that happens. Like,
I think
that's not the rule.
I think the real problem is that there's just no consistency, especially when it comes to replay reviews and stuff. Because like you can see, you'll pick out one little minuscule thing and say, okay, well, like that can't be something that's going to overturn. The refs will be like, there it is. There's the one smoking gun. The reason why we overturn it. Like
Yeah.
it's like, dude, his hand was underneath the ball. He caught it.
Yeah.
You know, and it would have been bad for Pick'ems, but I was still like, yeah, I want it to be fair. Like, we're skipping ahead a little bit, but in the Bucks game, Bucks got a couple of really horrible calls in their favor.
Oh
Like
yeah.
against the Saints. The Saints also had a couple of really bad calls as well, especially the unnecessary roughness penalties. But we'll get to that. But there's just no consistency. It's like the refs are just guessing.
Yeah. Or they're betting.
Or they're betting. That wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes looked, I mean, aside from his interceptions he almost threw, which was like 2 or 3 of them, he looked good.
Yeah.
He made some
he
good
looked
throws.
pretty bad in the first half, though.
He did look bad in the first half, yeah.
Yeah, the first half was bad, and then the second half he did okay, and so it ended up his stats looking. The Chiefs, I'm still putting question marks on them just because I don't know. I think they're clearly good, but I still don't think they're as good.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm telling you,
we'll
they
see.
remind me of every Packers team for the last 10 years that I've watched. It's prime for a playoff loss.
You guys are gonna get so many angry Chief fans in the comments coming after you.
Look, I'm just gonna keep saying it.
Yeah,
I gotta say, Chargers, you have look. I'm not a Chargers fan. I like Justin Herbert, but good Lord, you've got to protect him because that man is going to fall apart by like year 3 of year 3 or 4. His arm's going to fall off. Like he was getting destroyed by the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Did they?
I mean,
did they say what his injury was?
It's
Ribs, right?
I think
it was ribs, but
officially a broken ribs. There's
Oh
two
yeah, this is the
broken
game
ribs.
where he like broke his ribs and they forced him to keep playing, right?
yeah.
Well, there was multiple things that I think the Chargers did. They just flat out ignored. The interception that was the pick six, the 99-yard pick six, where I think it was Carter, or it may have been Wilson, who he asked to be brought out of the game because he was exhausted. He was totally gassed, and they told him to go back in there and stay on since it was on the goal line. And then that he ultimately was the receiver that Herbert was trying to pass to that got picked off by the rookie and went yard to yard.
Mm.
And Herbert on a previous play, if you ever watch the game recap for this game, he attempted to throw a ball out of the bounds and he could barely even do that. He was wincing so much he jogged and just like lazily just hummed it out of bounds because that's all he could do. I mean, the man was falling apart. He was getting beaten up, and I have never seen a quarterback in that much pain where he could barely muster the strength to even throw the ball away. I mean, it was hard. It was hard to watch.
Like the Matt Stafford thing where he broke his arm and he was just like screaming like and they're like get out.
Yeah.
He's like I'm not coming out, and he like throws the touchdown and like just leaves.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even Byron Leftwich did it with his leg. They had to carry him up there, and
I remember that.
Yeah, and he still played. It's like, good Lord, man, you guys are getting destroyed. Your line's got to do better. I do fear that if Herbert keeps taking hits like that over and over again, he's going to have a short career.
Yeah. I haven't seen anything that says he has broken ribs. They haven't even really said anything.
It was fractures.
Oh,
Yeah,
was
that's
it?
what I.
Yeah,
Was it fractured?
It was some like a bunch of like fractured ribs, and I think it was like day to day is what it was. I don't know.
The old day he's just got fractures. It's good.
Yeah. I mean, you got multiple rib fractures. Just put some money on it.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like I remember Tony Romo back in the day playing on a punctured lung with a flak jacket on.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Fractured a rib cartilage.
Oh.
Yeah, there it is.
Huh. That is, man. That was they said Jameis Winston was playing with like 4 fractured ribs.
Yeah, he had two spine fractures in his back.
And they're just like, yeah, it's fine. It won't get worse.
Yeah, he could get hit and just bend over backwards, break in half, but football.
Yeah.
That just
We
it always
gotta play football.
blows my mind how crazy athletes are at like playing within not even just football, but it was like every sport. Like, oh yeah, that NBA dude, he's playing like a torn meniscus, like his elbow's broken and shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's just playing.
Well, I mean, when you sit on the bench, you lose out on millions of dollars. So that's really why they do it, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, especially when you're playing, you have the adrenaline going. Like a lot of them.
Yeah.
They just, don't even feel it till after.
I mean, there's a lot of injuries in the NFL that basically don't even get reported, right? Because I mean, they're like linemen dislocating their fingers and breaking their fingers all the time.
Every guy's banged up in some way.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially by the end of the season, like half the linemen in the league have tape all over their fingers because they're in a cast essentially because they're broken, but they're still playing. So
it comes with the job.
Yeah. But overall, Chargers blew it. Chiefs won. There goes my 1v4 pick. Very sad.
Important to note, by the way, the only 1v4 pick that failed this week.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good job, Coach. Was.
Thank you, Rob.
Sure was. Then we had Patriots Steelers, and the Patriots won.
This is annoying for lots of reasons. One is that we should have, even though we didn't field an offense, like we just didn't. Like we didn't send out. Whenever it was time for the offense to take the field, the sideline just shook their head like, no, and then like they just sent the punt team out. Like that's pretty much what happened. We still should have won because the Patriots, we gifted them 7 points. Like this should have been a 14-10 game. We should have won.
Yeah.
Our dumbass punt returner. Fucking walks up, and not only does he muff the punt, he does it in the most embarrassing way possible. Smacks him right in the face. He's looking up. He's just always like, and bounces off his fucking face mask. And it's like, you're a professional punt returner. How do you let that happen? I understand sometimes you catch the ball, it's moving a bit weird in your hands, and it slips out. I get that, but hitting you with the fucking face, like that's such a huge misjudgment. Like, come on, man.
That happens with surprisingly amount of frequency as well in the NFL. Where they hit the face mask, it's like the players don't even see the fact that like, oh yeah, I've got to put my hands a little bit further. I've got this big giant metal cage in front of my eyes.
The funny part is the punt returner used to be with the Patriots.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness to punt returners, they have to keep their eye on the ball coming to their face, and also the like 11 extremely large men barreling towards them at full speed while they're standing still.
Well,
so
I'm pretty sure it was a fair catch, if I'm not mistaken. So
that's pretty bad.
It was a muffed fair catch.
Yeah, that's.
But it's even more frustrating because the other touchdown they had was like our defender just, I don't know, he forgot how to play football for a second because the throw wasn't very good, and the defender had priority. Like it should have been. And he just like puts his arms out like, I'm gonna catch it, and then the receiver's like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna jump over you. Like,
Aguilar made a great play on that.
If you're, I mean, it was still a good play by the receiver, but it's just weird that you're a defender and you're just like not putting your hands a bit higher up, so the receiver can't just go, oh, thank you, and just grabbed it over him. It's like, because like at least you would have if you had defended the pass instead of trying for the what was probably a difficult interception, it wouldn't have been a play at all.
Yeah, the throw was underthrown as well, but I mean, Aguilar did make a crazy good play on that one. Yeah, the tie should have definitely gone to the defender in that one.
Yeah, it's frustrating because even though we're still so bad, we still should have won. So I still think the Patriots are terrible, like one of the worst teams in the league. But this is just classic Steelers playing bad and losing a game because our defense is still great. Besides those 2 critical errors, the defense was amazing for the rest of the game, even without TJ Watt in there. So I don't know. It's tough because I didn't think it would take this long for the Kenny Pickett chants to start, but there were Kenny Pickett chants in the crowd already. Yeah. And there's already a lot of drama off the field. Mitch called out Canada, who's our offensive coordinator, and people were like, well, shut the fuck up, Mitch, you suck too. I mean, Matt Canada sucks, but you also suck, so shut the hell up. Pickens, our rookie wide receiver today, was saying that he thought all the receivers were open the whole day, which is basically him saying, fuck you, Mitch, you did a bad job. And I believe him. We have a star wide receiving core, and he's a great rookie, so I believe him that the wide receivers were open. And Mitch was just checking down the whole day. So I don't know. It sucks because I want to see Kenny. I don't want him to die behind that offensive line. But supposedly the offensive line played kind of good today. So I don't know. Like we obviously can't play him because we have a Thursday night game this week. You can't play him on a short week. But everyone I think is already like, we want to see him next week. I mean, I think it's the Jets. What a perfect game. We play the Jets.
Perfect game, yep.
That is
any game.
We are the team that unlocks other teams' QBs.
Unfortunately, it should be the Jets, but it probably won't be. Mike Tomlin's super stubborn. He's gonna just play Mitch until I don't know he breaks both his legs.
Yeah.
So
that's what he wants.
Yeah.
What happened to Najee in this game? I didn't watch all of it. I only watched.
It was hard to watch the game because red zone doesn't cut to it unless you get into the red zone, and neither team at any point cut into the red zone. So, but I don't know. He doesn't. We don't have an O-line, so I mean, even if they protected the quarterback, well, they probably still didn't run block very well. And I don't know. I just don't think that we have an offense that can perform at this point. So I think it's hard to judge Najee still.
I was swapping between this game and the Saints-Bucks game, and I was like, man, these suck.
Those are not prime time viewing games there.
No, they are not. And speaking of prime time viewing games, the Panthers and the Giants played a football game.
Indeed, they did.
They did.
Man,
how do you feel about that, Rob?
I mean, look, I am. I know it doesn't come up very often, but I am indeed a fan of the New York Giants. Just a secondary fan. I'm happy that the Giants do well, except if they're playing the Jets. That's it.
Basically what you said last week.
Yeah, and they played. They won the fucking game, like I predicted in my 1v4.
I do think the Giants are this year's team that has an inflated record that's going to show up eventually.
Maybe.
You mean probably next week.
Probably next week. But here's the thing, like the fact that they're trying.
They the Cowboys, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I
mean, the Giants could win the division this year. They didn't win it last year, so it's possible.
Another 6 or 7 win NFC East team coming hot.
It could be.
After watching
Daniel
the Titans
Jones
yesterday, and then
oh yeah,
I'm like, I don't even know. I don't know.
Daniel Jones has the same kind of goofy energy that Eli Manning has, and you know what? It worked once. Maybe the Giants are going to go to the playoffs 9-7 this year, and Daniel Jones is going to get his first ring, and then all offseason people are going to be talking about, is Daniel Jones elite? Like
Daniel Jones is not going to be the Eli.
Well, we'll
bet
see.
A lot of money that is not going to happen.
It would be really funny though if it did.
It would be funny. I'll give you that.
Take the bet, Rob. Take the bet.
By the way, the most game-winning drives this year is Daniel Jones with 2. Everyone else has 1 that has 1. So yeah.
He's coming back.
Yep. Saquon at 72 yards on 21 carries. Leading receiver was Richie James, 51 yards.
Yep.
Vaunted elite dragon.
They do not have much in the way of receiving core.
Yeah,
I think.
On the other side, Baker went 14 of 29, 145, a touchdown. DJ Moore, 43 yards, a touchdown. McCaffrey had 102 yards, as well as 26 receiving yards. And I don't know what the Panthers are, but I thought it'd be better than this.
I did too. I really did.
They should not have lost to the Giants.
They should be 2-0 right now, not 0-2.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, look. I mean, I know that I went for the 1v4, but I did actually kind of believe it, and it's mostly not because I believe in the Giants, but because I doubt the Panthers.
Yeah.
And I just don't even before. Like, I honestly felt bad that Baker went to the Panthers because I just don't think the Panthers are that good. I think they have Christian McCaffrey, who's really good. But then,
it's still the CMC show.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's it. That's their whole team.
If you want your 2 stats of the game here, it's third down efficiency, 2 for 12. That's absolutely awful.
Yeah,
and 2 fumbles lost as well for Carolina.
Wait till you read that line for the Bucs game because it gives them back on third down.
Yeah. But then we can get to the best game of the week. The
Here
Jets and the Elves.
Oh, yes.
Robert, Alpaca Patrol, we were all fans of you today, even though it was a 1v4 or a 2v. I guess it was 2v3 because of Bear and Randy. But
True. Yeah.
you know, I was not. This is one of those. This is one of those victories where it's just like, yeah, you could just see it happening. Just the slow, methodical, like the Browns are gonna Browns it up, and man.
The second they lost that onside kick, you knew the Jets were going down that field and scoring.
Yep.
It was one thing that was good was Nick Chubb got me a lot of fantasy points. Big fan of that. He also said after the game that he shouldn't have scored that final touchdown.
Yeah, they could have just run the clock out.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, but the thing is, it's the Jets. So, like, put it into perspective, right? Okay, I'll break down the last 2 minutes of the game because 1 minute, 53 seconds, the Browns score another touchdown with 1 minute and 53 seconds, right?
Yep.
They score another one. They're up 2 scores, right?
Yep.
Why? It's the Jets also. Why would you run down the clock? Like, who cares? You're up 2 scores with less than 2 minutes left against the Jets. Who cares?
But then
you win.
They looked in the mirror and they realized that they were the Cleveland Elves. And they didn't make it. They didn't make the comparison, the connection.
Yep.
They didn't see their destiny laid out in front of them, that they are destined and doomed to lose to another team that's destined and doomed to lose forever.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, this is punishment, I think, directly. This is direct magical punishment because the Jets were the team that got Baker Mayfield on the field. And now that the Browns have cast him off in favor of darkness, this is their punishment. They lose to the Jets in an incredibly embarrassing fashion. Because, I mean, like, and one thing that I didn't mention earlier in the podcast that I do want to mention now is that Garrett Wilson is the fucking truth, dude. Like,
yeah, Garrett Wilson's crazy.
He was our, like, I mean, you know, Joe Flacco is the elite dragon, of course. He's the Super Bowl MVP. He is a god, of course. Yeah. But in that last 2 minutes, the last 2 touchdowns that came to us were through Garrett fucking Wilson, our rookie first round wide receiver. And I gotta tell you, as a Jets fan, that's very exciting. I don't know what this feels like. I've never had this in my life. The best receiver I can remember ever being on the Jets is Santonio Holmes, who was a free agent that came from Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think we had anyone better.
That's a name I have not heard in a long time.
Exactly. And that's, I think, the best Jets receiver in the past, like, 15 years. So, I mean, like, I don't want to call it too early, but, like, I don't know if you guys saw the Garrett Wilson plays.
I saw a lot of them.
I mean, I think none of them... The game-winning stuff wasn't super impressive, right? Like, compared to other receivers.
Well, the second touchdown was a great throw by Flacco.
It was
right down the middle, in between like 2 defenders. It was nice.
It was great. And it was a good route by Garrett Wilson too, because he cut right in between those 2 zones and got right into the end zone.
Yeah.
But then the first one was Garrett Wilson just got wide fucking open, and Joe Flacco hit him in stride. He was like, I mean, he wasn't. It wasn't like he's NFL open. He's like college football open. Like, he was multiple yards away from other people. And it's very exciting. I just gotta say, I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be good, but man,
I can't wait. I can't wait for the Jets to somehow bung it up and let the Bucks sign him. It's gonna be great.
Well, I mean, in all likelihood, he's gonna be here for the next 4 years at most. But hey, look, I will enjoy the time. I've never had a good Jets wide receiver, so if he's a good Jets wide receiver, woo, that would be very exciting.
Yeah.
I will say that his running style reminds me a lot, and especially his route running reminds me a lot of Andre Johnson.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Which is a good thing because Andre was so good. He was. I mean, Wilson was impressive.
Yeah,
the Jets did. They did well to come back.
Joe Flacco has attempted 103 passes. That is first in the NFL next to Joe Burrow at 89. That is an insane amount. That man, his arm is gonna fall off soon.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, he fucking pulled it off.
Yeah.
He really did at the end of the. That was like, I always joke with the Elite Dragon stuff, but like that was like a serious veteran series of 2-minute drives. He fucking handled that, man, and that was impressive to watch. Honestly,
Tom Brady-esque.
It was.
Well, here's a team that doesn't deserve any props. The Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
Losing 24-0 in Jacksonville. They continue to have, I don't know what it is, there's a curse down there. The water, but something.
Maybe it's Andrew Luck's curse now.
Maybe it is. But
maybe it is.
Jaguars, like Trevor Lawrence went 25 of 30, 235, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good.
The reason I'm going to flaunt my 1v4, because I feel like everyone deserves to flaunt their 1v4 this
of course.
week, except Krendor.
Yep.
Yep. The reason I picked this was, like I said, it wasn't just for the meme. I think that Jacksonville is not as bad. I mean, they're bad, but they're not as bad as everyone says they are. And I think the Colts are significantly worse than everyone thinks they are. Like, I think they are a bottom tier team.
Well, I think the Colts are almost becoming the Panthers of the AFC at this rate. Like, they have Jonathan Taylor, and like
they're becoming the Falcons of the AFC.
I think he is having. I think he's gonna have a slump year. I think that's just bound to happen. I don't think you're gonna have 2 years like that in a row. I just don't think it happens.
Yeah, I mean, he probably won't have as good of a year as last year, but I mean, he's still very much in his prime.
That's the problem, because I mean, he was the offense. Matt Ryan is. Matt Ryan used to be a good quarterback. I think is a worse quarterback than Carson Wentz right now. I think Matt Ryan is worse.
I mean,
I
don't know. It's close.
Debatable. It's close.
Close,
But it's debatable. Carson Wentz is still pretty bad.
I will say that the week ago, the Texans game, Taylor had 31 carries for 161 yards. And this year he had he had 9 carries for 54 yards. So they just didn't run with him a lot. I don't know.
I mean, I guess they were, by the end of the first half, they were down 17-0. So I guess that's probably partly why. But
yeah, I don't think you just abandon. Yeah, you don't just abandon the running game. Like, we're down. Also, they converted 2 of 10 third downs.
Yeah, that's not good.
Nope, it is not. And the Jaguars, starting to, they're a young team still, but they're starting to like come together. I could see them getting to a decent level here, like 6 wins this year or something.
I mean, even like I still am not sold on Trevor Lawrence. Like, he is yet to really just light it up, like indicative of the number 1 overall pick.
I mean, he just won 25 of 30 for 235, 2 touchdowns. That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. But the last time that we had any kind of rookie quarterback just super impress us was not Trevor Lawrence.
Oh yeah, it's probably Justin Herbert.
Oh yeah, Herbert, or I was gonna say, even Davis Mills has been doing pretty good things that we've seen in the past year, and I'm still waiting. Like, it feels like that they're missing one thing for Lawrence to really give him a chance to show what he's doing, and I definitely want to see that, but we just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
but I do agree with Apollo that I think the Colts are way worse than anyone ever thought that they were. This is a team that tied to the Texans, so
and got blanked by the Jags.
They got blanked by the Jaguars.
Completely shut out. I mean, the one thing that I will say about Trevor Lawrence is like, I think I'm overly critical of him, and I think everybody in general is. But it's not entirely his fault. It's the fault of like the media expectations of what was put on him before the draft. In that, like, he was supposed to be the Andrew Luck, the John Elway, right? Like the
Peyton Manning.
That's what everybody, all the media people were saying. Like, Trevor Lawrence is one of these sure thing quarterbacks that he's gonna guarantee to be super successful.
Generational talent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So
and
in
then
his
he had to
particular
play
case,
with Urban Meyer as well, which
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think again, like with all QBs, you need at least 3 years really to get like a full scope of who they are.
Yeah.
And even then, not really, but it's a good amount of time.
You are the QB whisperer, Rob.
That's true.
I mean, I do. They do call me that in the NFL circles.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
The Colts extend their win streak to 8 at home over the Jaguars extend their home win streak to 8 over the Colts.
Oh wow.
At home.
Which is extremely impressive, to be honest.
Yeah.
For the Jaguars.
Considering how crappy they've been in the last forever.
There's like 1 year where they got to the championship game, and that was like their good year.
Yeah. And one last thing that I don't want to say about this game is I agree that I agree with the rest of you guys in that I think the Colts are less good than I expected and that most people did. However, I do think they're still better than their record right now, but probably considerably so. I don't know. I think because remember even last year the first 5 weeks was total chaos. I think we're going through a similar kind of thing. In the beginning of the season is more chaotic, but then as things kind of level out, and because this is a team that went to the playoffs last year with Carson Wentz, right?
They didn't go to the playoffs. They lost to the Jaguars to get to the playoffs.
Right, true, yeah.
But they were close.
But they almost did, yeah. They almost did, and the year before they did, and with who I don't even remember, but so.
I think you're right. I think they will be better. I think sometimes it does take a while for teams to kind of get everything working on the same level. I think their defense is a good defense. I think they'll, Taylor will be enough to carry him for a lot of games.
Probably, yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. But either way, that happened.
That was a
game. We had an insane game. The Dolphins Ravens, where this was actually insane.
Yeah.
Tua had 469 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Lamar had 318 yards and 3 touchdowns, and he ran for 119 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
Lamar got Josh Allen, basically, where he played perfectly, and then the rest of his team was like,
yeah.
Defense? What?
Yeah. It's bad when Tyreek Hill has 11 catches, 190 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and Jalen Waddle has 11 catches, 171 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
God, I actually didn't know that stat line.
Against my goddamn fantasy team. 49 points, Jalen Waddle. Cool.
Oh.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. Look, I was upset at the beginning of this game because I was just like, these fucking Ravens are so lucky they get all these free their first 14 points were just gifted by it was a return for a touchdown, which is just not supposed to happen anymore. I get the kickoffs, they're very flashy, but if someone returns a kickoff for a touchdown, that is the defending team's fault. If you can't contain a runner, I get sometimes they might bust out to the 40 or something, but you should never let them break all the way to the end zone. That's insane in this day and age.
Mm-hmm.
So that was annoying. But then the Ravens defense they gave up. They disappeared. They vanished. And the Dolphins proceeded to score 28 points in the fourth quarter. That is more points than many teams scored in the past 2 weeks combined.
It sure is.
Yeah, you don't even have to look really at any stat other than just the box score to see that the Ravens were way too comfortable with their blowout lead and just didn't care in the fourth quarter.
To give up 28 fucking points, though, my God.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it was a blowout. I think 2 of them were the same thing too. I think it was Hill just ran he's like, I'm just gonna run, and the Ravens were like, huh? And then he just ran, and then he was wide open twice. It's It's Tyreek Hill. That's what he does. How do you not know that?
He is still one of the fastest men in the NFL.
Oh yeah,
he's probably the most dangerous receiver on a streak route in the NFL. I'd say.
Yeah.
Like I don't know who else could possibly eclipse him on that front. You know,
like it's actually because people are like, oh, it's gonna be different with Pat Mahomes not throwing the ball. Nope. It's not, because he just gets so wide open that it doesn't matter.
But I mean, hats off to Tua though. Good Lord, man.
Yeah.
6 TDs.
6 on
TDs.
469 is just absolutely insane.
Yeah, he heard our podcast last week. We were
with a quarterback rating of 90. I want to point that out as well. That's insane. That's insane efficiency.
I'm gonna try to claim him on fantasy waivers because Joe Burrow and Russell Wilson ain't doing it so far.
Oh God, no!
I'm saying that Burrow is still sitting on that bench.
Yep, he's still sitting on it from week 1. He didn't even show up for week 2.
But I mean, just total categorically failure across the board for the Ravens in terms of defense. And I think that I don't know, they're kind of looking a little chiefy, except less offense and definitely less defense than the Chiefs were.
Yeah.
I feel like the Ravens are overrated literally every year that they play.
I agree.
Everyone is like, the Ravens they're like an average team, and they've been an average team for many years now. So yeah, they could make the playoffs, but this is not a Super Bowl winning team. I don't think it is.
Playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think they're
the entire AFC North is a fucking dumpster fire right now.
Yeah.
But Miami needs to fucking figure shit out, because I don't know if you've looked at next week's game for them, but that shit ain't gonna cut it next week against the Buffalo Bills.
Oh
yeah.
You're going up against the best team in the league. You cannot let them go out to a 21-point lead in the second. Or the
you look
first
at
half.
the Buffaloes, they're like, oh man, they got the best offense. Yeah, but who'd they play? Oh, the defending Super Bowl champs and the number 1 seed in the AFC last year.
Yeah.
Nobody's.
The Dolphins though, like they really, I think they showed up this game and kind of did, because last week we were doubting them, and I think people generally doubt them, and I think it's still fair to doubt them going forward, just in general.
It still took
That's true. Good this year.
It still took a 28-point fourth quarter.
But even if you didn't fully doubt them, I think we're still saying even right now that the Bills are clearly going to win the division.
Oh no, that is going to happen. And then that's not because I'm doubting the Dolphins. I think the Bills are just
that's not a vote of confidence in the Dolphins. It's a vote of confidence in the Bills. Rob.
No, I mean, I agree, but I am just saying now though that it's only week 2, but that was a very impressive performance. And Tua looked really good. Their offense. That was, I think, what I said last week was that their offense played below expectations. This week, this was like almost exceeding expectations. Really,
Well,
6 touchdowns.
Yeah, it was them waking up, and also the Ravens defense falling asleep.
Yeah,
so.
The issue here is not every team is going to let you score 28 points in the fourth quarter. So you can't,
that's true, but
you got to have a defense.
Yeah, but a win's a win.
The Ravens,
and they won it.
Yeah.
Then, speaking of wins being wins, the Buccaneers won this one, and it was not good.
Go Bucs!
It was 3-3 going into the fourth quarter.
Sure was.
And man,
dinger.
The craziest thing that happened this game was Lattimore on the Saints was getting all up in the Buccaneers' face and being talking trash, and then Mike Evans came over and pretty much tackled him. And he got suspended for a game, which thank God, because they're playing the Packers, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, great timing there, Mike. I talked about it on an Isaac episode, and I was talking about you got to think more about the bigger picture. You got to think about if you get thrown out of the game or if you get suspended, you're hurting more than just yourself. You're hurting the entire team. That's exactly what happened. There's always been a history between Evans and Lattimore. I was surprised that he was chirping at Tom, because that's just not a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
And the real problem was really Lattimore shoving Leonard Fournette, who came over, and Fournette never made physical contact until he was laid hands on.
I think Fournette did give him a little, but it was a very light shove. Yeah, Fournette started it, but the retaliation was a bit much from Lattimore.
Yeah, Lattimore basically shoved Leonard Fournette's face. He basically put his hand underneath the face mask and just shoved him away or whatever. Yeah. Which I was surprised Fournette didn't retaliate, but then that's when Mike Evans came down from the sideline and just completely ear-holed him and that was it.
Yeah.
But it was an ugly game. It was absolutely ugly. Tom looked horrible. I thought he made himself look even worse, acting like a baby on the sideline. I'm gonna call it. Yeah. I love Tom, but that was so embarrassing to see. He's like after every play,
5-year-old man
throwing
on the ground.
Throwing his Windows tablet.
He breaks the tablet, which he apologized for later on Twitter. And it's like, dude, you are the GOAT. You are the GOAT.
The NFL.
You are the face of our franchise. You are the most recognizable name in all of football right now. Everybody knows you, even if they're not football fans. You cannot act like that, like a spoiled kid who didn't get what they want, and throw your tablets, throw your helmet, sit by yourself sulking and stuff like that. That's not a team leader. And it was a bad look for Tom. He got bailed out by an insane catch by Perriman. It was a great throw, but also if Perriman doesn't make that catch, there's no touchdown that happens there. And and the defense, I thought that the Bucs defense played extremely well. We got a couple, actually a trio of Jameis Winston specials, so it was chef's kiss.
I was going to say that I'm very glad that Winston decided to just go full Winston mode at the end. The refs fucking annihilated the Saints with a call that gave the Bucs a drive they didn't deserve. So I was gonna be like, "Oh, ref ball, this is ref ball," but then the Saints had 3 extra chances to, do something, and Winston went. Right,
they did make there was multiple times where the Bucs were handed penalties that they did not deserve. The Saints only had a couple that I can think of. The most egregious one was it was 1-1 for each team, where they called unnecessary roughness for someone who was not even. How are you supposed to tackle if you have a helmet? The person that you're playing and tackling also has a helmet. If they're not leading with look. Back in the day, right, when you're playing football, you're taught to put the front of your face mask square in the middle of the man's chest, and you lift up, make a tackle, and then drive him to the ground. That is a perfect tackle. And when you're making a tackle, these refs are looking for anyone who is trying to make any sort of head hunting move or anything like that. But if you're involved in the tackle and you're both falling down, how are you supposed to not have your helmet come anywhere near the enemy, the opponent's player's helmet? The
enemy.
Calling unnecessary roughness is ridiculous for both sides. I want to point out, but I will say that they did make a great call, and this is not biased because I'm a Bucs fan, but the basically the game clincher where the Saints were finally driving down, and the one that really put the nail in the coffin, which was the fumble in the 10-yard line or something like that, where the Saints receiver caught it, he had control, he fell down, and then the ground caused the fumble, and then the rest, and then the Bucs picked it up, and the rest said, yeah, that's a Bucs ball. That was the correct call, because everyone knows that the ground cannot cause a fumble unless if the receiver was not touched and had maintained control through all of that. So, and that was the only good call, I would say, in the entire game. But the Bucs, I think that with even without the Jameis specials, I think we still probably would have won this game. And what I was impressed with was Brashard Perriman, who is an unsung fifth stringer who you don't really hear a lot of, but after Evans went down, and we don't have Godwin, he's gonna have to step it up. So I was encouraged by what he did.
Yeah. It's that actually the fumble with the ground thing reminded me of the Derwin James lifting up Travis Kelce.
Yeah.
And I was like, how does a person lift up that man?
Yeah.
Like, that's what blew my mind. I was like, he just picked them up. He's like Travis Kelce's like 6'7", like 280 or some shit.
Yeah,
and he just picks them
pure
up.
muscle.
Like, pure muscle.
It also happened with Antoine Winfield Jr. He did it on Mark Ingram this game. Actually, Ingram made a great run up the middle, but then Winfield just picked him up and then just almost did the exact same thing. Just basically drove him into the ground.
That's insane.
Yeah, you love seeing hits like that as long as no one gets hurt.
Yeah. It's
a lot of strength training, right?
Yeah,
lots of legs, lots of core
This boils
strength.
down to Buccaneers defense good. That's pretty much what it was.
And Jameis Winston's 13.7 QB rating. That's just go Bucks.
Speaking of football,
that's the podcast. Yeah.
The Detroit Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! Let's go Lions. 36-27. Lions were up 22-0 at the half. But
They were.
Yeah, it got a little scary there, but they kept scoring touchdowns, and so I mean that's
unlike the Ravens.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is that like the Lions were like, oh shit, they're coming back. Should we start playing, conservative run the ball? No, let's just score more. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
And then it worked out for them.
It was a great day for Amon-Ra St. Brown. 68 rushing yards, 116 receiving yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, wow.
Very glad.
Taking all my DeAndre Swift points. Appreciate it, Coach.
Yep, very fun week in fantasy for him. Got me 39 points.
It's great.
That's nice.
Very nice. I was able to beat Bear. Maybe that's why he's not here today.
Could be.
No, he's streaming.
He's also streaming, yeah. But maybe that's why he's streaming.
He's streaming because he's scared.
He's scared, dude. The dude from Hard Knocks, Malcolm Rodrigo, had 5 tackles. Go Rodrigo.
Nice.
Yep.
It's always nice to see.
It was 5 solo tackles. He had 8 total tackles.
Yeah, 8 total.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then the big one was Aiden Hutchinson, their first round pick, 3 sacks this game.
Yep.
He was feasting.
Yeah, that man is good at sacking the quarterback.
Yep,
especially if it's Carson Wentz, who didn't play terribly. He had 337 yards, 3 TDs, a pick. Like, it was, okay, a solid Carson Wentz game.
I mean, after this week, I know this is the Commanders, but the Lions lost week 1, but they lost to the Eagles, who are starting to look like a really good team.
Yeah.
So maybe the Lions got something going here.
They might.
Speak too early.
I still think the Lions are a pretty decent team. I could see them getting between 7-8 wins, maybe even 9.
If they do, that's a huge. That's great. That's 100% saying hey, this rebuild is going successely. This is.
It's
but
also
do you think
funny
that
because
Jared Goff can do it though. That's the thing.
He got a team to the Super Bowl, even though it was mainly everyone else around him. But
it wasn't his team though that got to the Super Bowl.
Well, I don't think they could go far. I think they can be a competitive team that's on the border of a wild card, though.
Yeah, and plus, if they build a good team around Jared Goff and then eventually treat him as a bridge quarterback, trade him away, and pick up a rookie or something, or a better veteran like they did with Goff. Who knows? That could be coming down the pipeline for them. Jimmy G potentially after this year, right, is going to be in free agency. So
they could get Matt Stafford.
They could even get Matt Stafford. Who knows?
They could. He's a Super Bowl winning
QB. Yeah. One big stat that's actually pretty impressive. This one. There was only 3 penalties this whole game.
Yeah.
2 on Washington, 1 on the Lions. That's actually impressive.
That is wild.
But yeah, good job, Lions. In fact, it's funny. I was reading the NFC North thread, and pretty much every NFC North team is just I like the Lions, except for 2 weeks out of the year where we play them. But every team cheers for the Lions, even in the division.
Yeah, it's just like the Jets.
Yeah. It's
when
just
you lose for long enough, everybody just starts pitying you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Lose long enough to become the hero, Rob.
Yeah.
And speaking of losing, the Seattle Seahawks did it.
They sure did.
Geno Smith. He actually was 24 of 30. He was accurate. 197, but he had an interception.
Yeah.
Rob, I hate to ask you, but I thought you said it was Geno season.
It is still Geno season. Look, he's allowed to have a not so great game. And plus, actually, he completed 24 of 30 passes. Granted, one of the misses was a pick, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Trey Lance broke his ankle, so that's not good.
Yeah, that was stinky.
Yeah. And
You got to feel bad for the guy, man. He's had a real rough go of it so far in his NFL career.
Yeah, and he hasn't had much time to learn. He's just kind of all right, you're the guy now, go. And now this happens.
Everyone is in agreement now. Stop calling quarterback runs up the middle. Let's just get rid of those completely.
Yeah.
I don't understand anyone that runs directly up the middle unless it's working. I don't know.
On goal lines and 4th and 1s or 4th and inches, it works. Anything other than that, is
unless you're the Green Bay Packers doing
that's
4th and yeah. But Jimmy G came in and he did his Jimmy G thing. 13 of 21, 154 and a touchdown. That's some Jimmy G stats, and he ran for one.
Yeah, and see, this is actually what I wanted to bring up because I feel really bad for Trey Lance because Jimmy G's gonna look like Jimmy G, and like I said last week, he's probably just the better quarterback right now. So when Trey Lance gets uninjured later on in the year, unless he's out for the whole season, is anyone gonna want him to come back as the starter? You know what I mean? And that's fine. That's gonna be hard because he's gonna be essentially benched, right?
Yeah.
Later down the stretch, which, in
I
your
don't
second
know if
year,
it's that bad though for him because I do think he still needs a year to learn. It felt like that watching him, at least last week.
Yeah, but I mean that doesn't mean that the fans will have faith in him. You know what I mean?
100%. He's actually, was he taken in the same draft as Jordan Love, or was that a different draft?
No, he's 2 years ago.
Okay, that was 2 years ago. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the second season.
I see. Oh yeah, he was in the same draft as the Bears quarterback.
Justin Fields.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
And Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, and Trevor Lawrence. So 49ers beat the Seahawks. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Rams beat the Falcons.
But I was watching this game, and it was 9 million to 3 or something.
Right.
What happened?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
It might have been the same thing the Ravens did, where they just let up, it's the Falcons, we're up, and then they start coming back, and then you're like, uh-oh, we gotta do something.
Marcus Mariota is doo-doo.
Yes.
He's always been doo-doo.
Yeah.
But Drake
and also
London...
no one can cover Cooper Kupp. Yeah, Drake London was amazing.
Yeah, Drake London was great. Cordero Patterson, 41 yards rushing. Although I guess he wasn't that great. He was okay.
And I started him in fantasy, so I'm pretty salty about that.
Yep.
But,
Matt Stafford, 27 of 36, 272, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He now has 5 interceptions on the year, leading the NFL. Right above.
Sure glad he's my starting QB in fantasy.
He's one more than Joe Burrow and Matt Ryan. We have 4 interceptions.
Woof.
But yeah, that's the Rams. And then Cooper Kupp, 108 yards, 2 TDs because Cooper Kupp.
That's what he does.
Yeah.
And taking Allen Robinson the second touchdowns, by the way, taking 2 of them. I should mention, by the way, but whatever.
The Rams look okay this year. They don't look good. They don't look bad. They just look okay so far.
It's weird because I look at them and I go, "This is a Super Bowl winning team." So what's going wrong?
I guess maybe Stafford's still kind of hurt from his arm stuff.
That's the thing I can think of.
Yeah, they did lose what's his name, Von Miller to the Bills. I think that's a big loss on defense.
Look at this. What is this one rush for negative 26 yards?
What happened?
What is that play?
Oh no.
Negative 26 yards.
I think it was
I remember. Yeah, I think I saw that on. Yeah, sorry. Go to.
Wasn't what I thought that was just a muffed snap for a.
Was it?
For a punt?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I could be completely wrong. I didn't watch the entire game.
I googled it and it said Rams Brandon Powell takes intentional safety.
Oh,
that's
when
right.
they were
Yeah,
running back.
yeah. Right.
Okay, that checks out.
Yeah,
that's
that
an
was
interesting one.
That's still a funny stat. Imagine like you retire after that. You're like, yeah, I played in the NFL. Oh, how many yards do you have? Negative 26. Oh.
That'd be pretty sweet.
I'm really surprised that the Falcons are not utilizing Kyle Pitts more, because that man is a monster.
Yeah.
And he was only targeted 3 times by Mariota.
Yeah. I don't know. He's supposed to, like, Kyle Pitts is great.
Rob, what's up? What's wrong with your boy, man? This is your kin. This is your bloodline. Mariota is your basically your father.
Yeah. I mean, he's trying his best. He is
on the Atlanta Falcons, remember?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and they're not. He's there to be a tank commander. Let's be honest.
He really
right?
is.
I mean, they're pretty happy with the 0-2 record so far internally.
He's there to be like just good enough to help them be competitive, but not get blown out.
Right. It's a tank that doesn't have any tread, so it's just sitting in the mud.
Right. Yeah.
So again, that was a game.
Actually, one thing I wanted to say is just that to what you were saying about the Rams. I think this might just be like, this happens sometimes with Super Bowl winning teams. Like, not every team is a dynasty, and like sometimes they just like blow their load on one game.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that happened to the Rams. Like maybe it was just like they did everything to get that Super Bowl win, and they did it. And you know what? That's worth it. If they're shitty now for the next like 20 years, who cares, right?
Oh, we said that last season that they sold their soul to get to this.
That's true.
And that's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I still think they'll probably be a playoff team, but maybe not. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah.
Playoffs. Cardinals, Raiders. This was another weird game because, again, the Raiders were up 20-0.
Yeah.
What? Stop. Learn to play the game of football.
How do you score 3 points in the second half after scoring 20 in the first half?
I don't know. Against the Cardinals, they didn't even have a good defense. Like, what?
Oh, here's how it happened. The Cardinals had 12 penalties for 120 yards, and the Raiders had 10 penalties for 68 yards. So they combined 22 penalties between these two teams.
Nice.
Yeah. And they kept getting the Cardinals kept getting bailed out by pass interferences, defensive holdings. I'm talking about towards the end of the game. They should not have won this game. Like, they should not have won.
Plus, the Cardinals were 3 of 13 on third down and 3 of 5 on fourth down. They were better on fourth down than third down. I
will say that watching Kyler Murray run around for I think he was in the
conversion.
pocket he was in the pocket. They measured for like 21 or 22 seconds or something like that. And it looked like Tecmo Bowl. Like,
it reminded me of you remember back as the Cowboys, Eagles, and Donovan McNabb ran around for like 20 seconds back there? Yeah. It was like that.
It was I remember the stat. It was like he ran something like 86 yards.
It was
on
86
that
yards, one play.
Man, that was the Raiders really should have won. Like, giving up the 2-point conversions, the fumbling it in overtime, and them just running it back. Like, man.
Yeah.
That was bad.
That AFC West. Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be like, oh, this might be the closest division. Now it's like, oh.
Yeah, no. Just the Chiefs again, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stinky. I told you guys were overthinking it.
Yeah, I mean, I still think the Chargers can win it if they stop doing Charger things.
Nah, Justin Herbert's going to break in half.
I think also the Raiders might bounce back later on in the season a little bit.
No.
You gotta get. We talk about it every week. I mean, I'm telling you, Derek Carr is not good.
He's okay.
He is Carson Wentz level of okay.
He's not as bad as Carson Wentz.
He's better than Carson Wentz,
but I don't think he's that much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think he's definitely. If we were to like be judging this by rankings, he's not top 10.
No.
But in the next 10 spots, he's there somewhere. I'm not
That's like
sure
the
where.
least inspiring thing you could say about a quarterback. I mean, he's not there, but in the next 10, I mean, he's there. Like, he could be 20th, but I mean, he's still there.
Well, I actually don't think he's like. I think he's
No, I know.
honestly. Yeah. No, honestly, like I'm casting a wider net. I honestly think he's probably top 15.
Yeah,
But
I'd say he's top 15.
I haven't written out the names yet, right? So I don't know,
Mhm.
but I think he's top 15.
I mean, I don't have anything personally against Derek Carr. I just don't think he's ever been all that great. The man's in his 9th season under the same team, and yeah, they've had lots of coaching changes or whatever, but you gotta perform better than that after 9 seasons. Like he's not convincingly like he's the franchise quarterback.
if you look at his years, I don't know. I think he's
He's had a couple of great seasons. The second season through 32 touchdowns. You know,
Yeah.
like he can be good, but like after so long, it's like when do you start saying like, all right, it's not working. We got to get someone else behind there. We got to get fresh blood. We got to get a new quarterback to throw. I mean, 9 seasons with the same team and they're still just floundering.
We're gonna do a little fun game here. All right, it's called the quarterback roulette. So we have the top 5. All right, so you're gonna have Brady, Rodgers, Josh Allen, Mahomes. Not in any order. I'm just throwing them out there. So you have those 4.
Brady's number 1.
Okay, whatever. Yeah. I'd probably still put Russell Wilson up there.
Yeah.
Even though Denver.
I still would.
Denver would be 0-2.
He hasn't proven to not be yet.
I would put Stafford above Russell
Okay, we'll put Stafford there. Okay, Wilson's top 10 though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Herbert is up there. Burrow's up there.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson's up there.
Yeah, you can't go off of just recency bias either for this. It's historically, yeah.
I'd probably put Dak Prescott at like 10.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. If we're going on past seasons, yeah.
I don't. Yeah, maybe between him and Kyler, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess you put Kyler Murray there too, like probably 10, 11 ish. But then that's when it starts getting a little wonky.
I think Kirk Cousins is
okay. Yeah, you could put Kirk Cousins probably top like in the 10.
Any one of those 3, Dak, Kyler, or Kirk, you pick.
Yeah, you start getting to that point where you're like, all right, here's these guys. Like
when you start getting like multiple like candidates, it's like okay, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Can I just point out that we have just all very amicably agreed that Kirk Cousins is top 15 QB because that was the whole argument like years ago. And anyway,
you finally got there.
And then I'd say this is where Derek Carr is, right? I think he's right in this range of like 10 to 15. Yeah. Like it feels like when you start being like, okay, Kirk Cousins, okay, Dak Prescott, like I feel like that's where Derek Carr slides in.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm trying to put him below both of those and Kyler. And I'd also I would rather have Jalen Hurts than Derek Carr.
You could probably put Hurts.
I'd rather have Tua as well.
Maybe. Yeah. Well, but I see the thing is with both Hurts and Tua,
they're a bit recent. They read these last few games.
They need some more time to cook to see if they're consistent enough to be the guys. You know?
Okay, but I have the humdinger. I have this is the litmus test for Derek Carr. Who would you rather have on your team? You have to have one of these. Okay, Derek Carr or Baker Mayfield.
Derek Carr.
Derek Carr, yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could see more Baker Mayfield this year first, because I feel like if his good season, I would take Baker Mayfield. I think. Yeah. Because he had a great season. He looked great.
I would take Baker over Derek Carr.
I would take that Baker. I don't know if I'd take this year Baker, but
I'd take that
before his injury, I would take that Baker.
We're looking just historically, just overall.
Well, so I think I agree. Like if we're talking Baker rookie year, then yeah, probably. But I would say right now, if I'm if both either of them were to come to the Jets, I think Derek Carr I would trust more to be able to use or to get the ball to our playmakers right now. Yeah. You know what I mean? than I would to Baker Mayfield.
Yeah,
even though I like Baker.
Historically, Derek has done much better than Baker.
Yeah.
If we're looking at the overall grander picture.
I think what I just realized is this is the most dangerous tier of quarterback, though. These names that we're listing, because these quarterbacks are good enough to win, but are not bad enough for you to want them gone. So are they good enough to win you a Super Bowl? Because if they're not, you're stuck with them.
Yeah,
I mean, historically,
exactly Raiders they find themselves in 9 seasons and counting with Derek Carr.
This is
historically speaking, they are good enough to win, though. I want to mention that because I mean, like if you just look at Super Bowl winning QBs the past like several years, it's not all elite super franchise guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I feel like this is one of those things where if you swap Derek Carr and Tom Brady could take this team to the Super Bowl, and Derek Carr would take the Buccaneers to like the playoffs.
Yeah. With Devontae Adams, yeah,
100%.
That's the point that I'm trying to make is that the man behind the center has been the one thing that's been sort of holding the Raiders back. It's what it feels like. I don't think that they're going to be able to win with Derek Carr, at least not this current Derek Carr anymore. They got to do something. Not that I care about the Raiders at all. But for the sake of conversation, just saying that like I would. Like where the only times that Derek Carr wins the would I rather have this or that is when we start talking about like Jameis, Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz. Like I would pick him over that. But even like someone like Mac Jones, like I'd have to pause for a second.
Mac Jones looks like shit right now. I would not.
I'm definitely taking Carr over Mac Jones.
Yeah,
I was not on the Mac Jones train last year, and I'm looking. I feel like that was a good call not buying that ticket.
I think he still needs some help there in New England.
The Patriots aren't good. The Patriots are not good. They haven't been good since he's had to take over.
Yeah.
So.
Like even them making the playoffs last year was like, all right, let's get this one over with.
Anyway,
moving on. Cardinals
Another...
somehow won this game. Raiders kind of choked it away as well. Which is probably what the main thing is. I still don't trust the Cardinals. I don't know what they're doing.
No.
They're gonna look good until the last couple of weeks, and then they'll fall apart. That's the Cardinals' way.
They don't look good now.
Broncos, Texans.
Speaking of choking one away,
this was a field goal battle. It was 3-3, 6-6, 9-3, and then the Broncos finally got a touchdown and won the game.
They sure did.
This was Davis Mills, 19 of 38, 177. Not too good.
Nope.
There's a coaching problem in Denver, I think. This team's too good to be barely winning against the Texans and also losing to Seattle.
Yeah.
Too much talent on this team.
Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Weren't they also still getting like delay of game penalties in this one?
I think I read something that said that the home crowd was counting down the play clock.
Yeah, I heard that.
To help prevent them from getting a delay of game penalty.
Yeah.
The Boo Birds were out in force for most of this game, and the crowd was unironically literally shouting every single, because there's so many delay of game penalties. I have not seen this bad of clock management in a very, very long time, since Mike McCarthy probably.
Yeah, probably since the great Mike McCarthy.
Or Matt Nagy.
That's a major problem in coaching. Yeah, like that's that comes right from the coach.
It is absolutely inexcusable. It's unfathomable to think that you can get a delay of game penalty after a timeout has been called. But the Broncos did it. They did it, and it cost them almost the game.
That is pretty bad.
With the crowd yelling and shouting, I thought it was the funniest thing, because originally the announcers didn't want to acknowledge it, but you could hear everybody shouting 5, 4, just so the Broncos would understand that they're going to get another delay of game penalty.
That's something you hear in like a basketball game with the shot clock, not like an NFL game.
And I need to correct myself really quickly, going back to Jameis real quick. His quarterback rating was not 13.7. It was 55.8. I was incorrect about that. Just as a stat correction, just because one person.
Well, let me
one
give you
Jameis fan out there.
I know he hates him.
I do hate that man.
I have a fun stat for everyone. The most penalized team in the league Anybody? Any fun guesses?
The
Denver Broncos.
Wow, you got it. They have 25 penalties for 206 yards.
Oh my god.
You have to fire your coach. Yeah,
That is so
2 games,
bad.
but yeah, that's bad, man.
this is unacceptable.
It really is. Like
Yeah.
that's a problem.
I'm mad because I thought the Broncos were going to be good this year, and I think I think they have a team full of great players. So this is no.
They have
This
as
is a coaching
many
problem.
penalties as the Packers, Ravens, Rams, and Vikings combined. Like, that is...
Can Russell Wilson take over the offense? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
can that be a
Just let him do it.
discussion?
Yeah.
He's looking rough right now, but they got to do something because what they're calling right now is barely working.
Yeah,
just
So,
barely.
3
You
of
know,
12 on third down.
I know it's getting a little like it's already starting to get to be like a little trouble in paradise kind of situation too, because after the first game, Russell Wilson was backing up Hackett, right, with the 4th and 5 call, but then I after that he was like some people another reporter kept asked because he just kept getting asked because like it's just a really stupid call on your coach's part.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you think that's a bad idea? And he eventually was like, yeah. Like so.
I mean, I haven't heard boos that loud in a very long time, especially. And I don't know if it was. I'm not sure it's because they were just in Denver and sound travels farther, but it was loud, and they were booing Russell. They were booing everything. But like NFL coaches, stop calling plays on 3rd and long and throwing it out to the side option and catching the ball. Why call a play that if you catch the ball is not going to get you the first down anyway? Why? Why?
Yeah.
It's the dumbest calls, man. I hate them. I absolutely hate those
In
play
fact,
calls.
they happen so often, you could probably like trick the defense with it. Like, here it comes, and then someone else like runs just a go route, and you just bomb it to them or something.
They do have that on those
Yeah.
plays. Yeah.
3rd and 8. Let's just bounce it out to the running back here for 3 yards. Great. You got a point in fantasy. Well done.
It's like punting early.
Yeah.
When they run plays like
You
that.
might as well punt it. At that point, you might as well punt the ball.
Yeah.
Stop running these plays that are not going to get you the first down anyway. It's so stupid.
It is.
I agree. Michael Strahan agrees. I still remember that comment from last year. Because it was just like, yeah, he's a fucking NFL player and he feels the same way. Why do they do that?
Yeah.
It's absolutely mind blowing to think that they still call that. So the Bucks did it. It's so stupid. It's the most irritating thing in the world. It's just like, if you're going to call a play like that, just punt the ball. Just punt it on 3rd down.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to get the first down.
I will say there are extenuating. Sorry, go on.
I was gonna say that's why I mean, as much as I shit talk teams like the Chiefs and but like Chiefs, Bills, like you're still scared. If it's like 3rd and 15, you're still scared they're gonna convert it.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, like you're never out on 3rd down with teams like that. And so I feel like more teams need to. I mean, it takes a good quarterback, but still, like, at least they're trying, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I will say there are like extenuating circumstances because I think if it's like 3rd and 30, like. Okay, yeah, you can run a screen, I guess, to not turn over the ball, I suppose.
Yeah.
But
yeah, the only time it is acceptable is if to give yourself there's only 2 scenarios in my mind where this is acceptable. You're either trying to give the punter more room to punt, or you're centering it for a field goal. That's it. That is it.
Yeah, or even just getting a few more yards. Like if you're like 3rd and 15 at the 40, you want to get an extra 5 yards for the field goal. Like if you're okay with 3.
Or
That's
even
what I'm
get
saying.
closer to go for it on 4th down or something.
Only kicking is the only time that scenario in my mind is proper.
Yeah.
Either way, Broncos are bad until they solve their coaching problem.
Yeah.
You suck, but thank you for the free pick'ems win. Except for Randy.
Then we had the Cowboys Bengals.
I am now officially.
How do you feel, Apollo?
cultivating a lock curse. I think that this is the beginnings of a lock curse.
Could
I'm
be.
going to test it this week, okay?
Yep.
But there is no universe the Bengals should have lost this game. None. And so my only
Well,
thing
according
I
to
can think
Bear,
of-
they should have, because he locked the Cowboys this
yeah.
game.
That was a meme. That was a meme pick.
He's
I know.
not here
I mean,
to defend it. That was a meme pick.
But he was right.
He was right.
He was right, but I think that the only reason the Bengals lost was because I locked I locked the Bengals. So we're gonna test it this week. I'm gonna lock a team that I hate, and I think that they should win. And I'm gonna see if they lose. I'm gonna try to make a team I don't like lose that I think is going to win this week. That's my strategy.
He's gonna lock the Ravens.
You know, look, I want to say something because I think what you're saying is part of a broader thing. I think we have discovered officially that our podcast is in fact magical. after
we manifested so many 1v4s, it was crazy.
Yeah. And you may be thinking at home, but Rob, not everyone won their 1v4s. If you were magical, wouldn't they have all won? Consider this. One person lost and 4 people won.
Oh, 1v4. Dun, dun, dun,
oh my God. That's why the Chargers, they knew what was going to happen. Yep. They knew the magic was in the air.
Magic doesn't kick in until the weekend.
Right, exactly.
That makes sense.
X-Files sound effect.
Anyway, what the fuck happened this game?
Yeah, dude.
Joe Burrow was sacked 6 times.
Well, that'll do it.
Par for the course.
Hey, fun fact to throw that one in. Joe Burrow's now been sacked 13 times in 2 games.
Jesus Christ. He's going to die. Like, that's the same
He already did die once. He's going to die again.
Yeah.
Weren't they supposed to get better during the offseason?
I think they thought they were supposed to get better, and then they're like, wait, does that mean like he gets worse? Maybe what they're hoping is that he gets sacked so much that he just becomes like reborn as
through
this
to the other
god.
side.
You dig down far enough, you get out to the other side. There you go.
I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was a very funny statistic that I saw, which was last year Joe Burrow was sacked for like 50-something times, which was awful. And this year, after 2 games, he's on pace to be sacked 111 times.
Yeah, they were just like, dude, he got sacked so many times we went to the Super Bowl. Maybe if he gets sacked 100, we win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That is, man, Bengals.
I mean, the Bengals. I am off the Bengals train. I think that they've been exposed this year. They cannot protect the quarterback.
This is an unlosable game. I have no explanation for what happened.
They lost to Cooper Rush.
Cooper, the elite dragon Rush.
Cooper Rush. I mean, the big winner, I think, this game was the Cowboys pass rush. But again, was it
just the Cincinnati Bengals O-line?
Yeah, like anybody could rush against them.
When you have a broken screen door protecting your quarterback, then anyone's going to just get in there and just get them. So They don't make no mistake about it. The Cowboys are awful. Yeah. They're absolutely awful. One of the worst offensive teams in the entire league.
Yeah.
With or without Dak, they are still bad.
They
probably,
they're not going to win the NFC East. Like Magic.
They can't. Yeah, they can't.
Yeah, no, they can't.
As Rob has said, Magic.
Yeah, Magic is in control of that one. That's confirmed. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going to happen with the Bengals. Or, I guess, the Cowboys, but we'll find out, I guess, over the next couple weeks what's true or what's not. It's also, like, thundering outside, so it makes it even, like, crazier with the magic.
Hear that. Yeah, right, yeah. Maybe we're revealing too much of our magical powers.
Like, whoa,
magic.
Welcome to the NFL podcast. Halloween magic.
We need to start casting some spells, summon some football demons, that might work.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast. I'm back here telling you about 3 guys talking about football.
Are we saying the 3 Guys in a Bear podcast official lore is stating that Gilbert Gottfried is in hell right now?
I'm the Dark Lord Gilbert Gottfried.
Well, speaking of being in hell, the Chicago Bears.
One of the only things that made sense this week. The Packers demolishing the Chicago Bears.
Some things can't even break magic. And that's it's the Bears. So first, the Bears came out. They were looking like, they're running the ball pretty well. David Montgomery looked good. And then they just stopped running with David Montgomery. So I was like, man, thank God they did that. I got worried.
Am I reading this right? Oh, no, that's rushing. Or wait, no, passing. Wait.
Yeah.
7 for 11. They threw the ball 11 times.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Oh yeah, Justin Fields did not. He could have just not shown up for this game, and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, they could have just started like David Montgomery at quarterback. Like they may as well have just done that.
Did he like throw a pick and then they just had no faith
No,
in him?
he threw a pick at the end.
Oh.
What? Yeah,
Wow.
they were already
they were
down 27-10, and then he threw a pick at the end, and then they were like, oh.
To be fair, it's because the Packers or the Bears were having a pretty decent amount of success rushing the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they just stopped. I don't know if it's because the Packers started like stacking the box and being like, all right, you got to throw the ball. And then they just didn't. Like, even then, they're like, all right, we're going to stack the box. They're like, I'll just keep running. Like, oh,
Yeah.
okay. And like, I don't know if they just don't trust Justin Fields to throw the ball. Like, I don't know what's happening.
They should.
This box score is so weird too. The
Yeah.
Packers scored 21 points in the second quarter and like 6 points the rest of the game. Like,
Yeah.
it's just weird.
It was a weird game. First, I'm glad we won. Hooray. This was the Aaron Jones show. Don't let any other stats mistake you. Aaron Jones, 132 yards, a touchdown. He also had 38 receiving yards and a touchdown. This offense runs through Aaron Jones. Like, everybody would be like Devontae Adams. But like, Aaron Jones has actually been our biggest offensive threat for probably the last 3 years. He's like our Christian McCaffrey, essentially. Like, he's actually insane.
Yeah, he is really good.
Coach, what happened? What happened to your sleeper, Romeo?
He had 27 yards. It's hit the point where, like, you can tell Aaron Rodgers is like, just put the veterans out there. Like, let me just throw to them.
Yeah.
Until they like kind of learn. Like, Dobbs had a play where he was supposed to do like a little slant outside, and Rodgers just threw it at his feet because he was too slow to react to it, and it would have got picked off. So right after that, he was just like, yeah, I'm not going back to him. And then Watson, who dropped the pass last week for a touchdown, they didn't even like do anything crazy with him. They do little like bounce plays, you know, where you snap and then you do a little like flick to the guy on the crossing route where he's in motion. So like they snap it and then he goes in motion. They do a little like bloop and they give it to him and they're like, he's fast and he runs, and then he runs. Like, I think they're just trying to get them in game speed. You know what I mean? Like, learning the pace of the game, learning the plays, learning like, hey, this is how you catch the ball and don't drop it every time. So I think they will be good. I think as the year goes on, they'll get better and they'll get their plays. But right now, it's just, you go to Aaron Jones, you go to even Sammy Watkins actually look pretty good. Like, Watkins has always been pretty good. He just gets hurt. He had some good catches. Cobb had a decent catch. Lazard had a touchdown. He came back.
Oh, someone's here.
Your food's there.
Not my food.
Oh
no.
That's fine. I'm not going to answer.
Preston Smith. Preston Smith had some sacks. Gary had a sack. Like, the defense.
I thought you said he had some sex, and I was like,
he
wow.
had some sex.
Good. That's during the game. That's
Thank you, Coach, for the sex report.
The big play this game that everyone talked about was the Justin Fields goal line play. So I don't know if everybody saw this, but they got to the half-inch line. Like, it was like it was like closer than the one.
Oh,
and it's 4th and goal, and you think, okay, they're gonna quarterback sneak it up the middle, or like even like give it to Montgomery. He's been running over us all game. He's averaging 8 yards a carry. I think he could get half a yard. They line up in shotgun because apparently Justin Fields doesn't know how to line up under center. So they line up in shotgun, and they just run it up the middle with their quarterback in shotgun.
Oh my God.
And he gets stuffed at the line. Now, there's like a big thing where like, oh, it looked like he crossed the plane. Like, he could have went right, and if he would have gone right, he actually probably would have gotten in. But he goes left, and he gets stuffed, and it's like millimeters of a difference. It looks like you can see his armband, but it's like, is the ball across? It's like, I don't know, but like, it was extremely close. I think overall it was just a dumb play call. Like, you could have went with so many other play calls and been fine.
Yeah.
If you're gonna line up in shotgun, pass the freaking ball. You don't run
or
it,
even like,
especially up the middle.
They could have like done an outside run with like Montgomery in the shotgun.
Yeah,
it would have been fine.
They could have wildcatted at that point.
Yeah,
like
really.
It was the most like obvious play that you wouldn't think happened in the way that it did.
Yeah. Also, it brought up the fact of like, this is the National Football League. This is a league that is probably the most popular sport in America, and yet we don't have the technology to put a chip in the ball and have the pylons have like a line crossing the thing and have the computer system go, hey, the ball crossed the pylon or the line, right? I feel like other sports even have that. There's like other sports.
I don't think they want that, to be honest. I think the fact that they don't have it is them saying that they do not want to do that because they'd rather it be subjective up to the coaches.
It took us 800 years to get pylon cams in the first place.
Yeah, it's the same with the sky judge. Like, we could have a sky judge, but what if we don't?
But what if we let coaches throw out this red flag and then we can use our cameras? Then we'll never be wrong.
It's not. Either way, I think the Packers still would have won this game. When you throw 11 times for 70 yards and a pick, like, you're probably not going to win the football game. He did run for a touchdown though, so.
And that was a good run too.
That was a good run.
Breaking out to the right side. When that happened, like, oh man, the Bears are they're coming out swinging, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh wait, they're not swinging. They're not throwing the ball.
Yeah,
they're napping.
So it was, when your leading receivers again are Equanimous St. Brown, who was like our number 4 receiver, 5 maybe last year, and then Ryan Griffin. It's probably not good. Darnell Mooney had -4 yards receiving. It was a classic Bear Packer game. Like, if there's one thing you can trust in, it's a Sunday night Bear Packer game that's embarrassing for the Bears. And it was.
Yeah.
It sure was. And now,
it's a good pun, though.
Yeah, it is a good pun.
Hey,
Barry, you arrived at the right time for the Bears game.
Hey, by the way, Bears 1 of 7 on 3rd downs.
Oof.
There you go. Fun stat there.
Have we ever talked about the Brown family? Like, just briefly, I just want to mention the St. Brown family is like one of the most impressive families in existence.
Oh, yeah.
It's their father was Equanimous St. Brown and Amon-Ra St. Brown, right? And their father is two-time Mr. Universe John Brown.
Yeah.
And he has those 2 kids, and he also has a 3rd son who is like an NFL quality college football wide receiver right now. So like he's got 3 kids, all of which are NFL wide receivers, basically, which is insane. He's Mr. Universe.
Personally, I'm a big fan of the Sun God on my fantasy team because he's fantastic.
He's killing it, man.
Yeah, they showed a whole workout montage with him on Hard Knocks.
Yeah, that was great. Mm-hmm. If you haven't seen that Hard Knocks, check it out just for the Brown family alone.
Yeah, especially when he's like most people go and they do tricep extensions like this, like ew. He's like, no, you got to go, like he just does like power moves. Like, holy shit, calm down, man.
Wait, what are you doing differently on a tricep extension?
Exactly.
It's like, how else do you do it?
Exactly.
You scream. You have to scream.
Yeah,
you got to scream
to gather your power.
Yeah, he had to show how much tougher his family was than anyone else doing tricep extensions.
That's funny.
By the way, with this win, the Packers are now 1-1, and the entire NFC North is now 1-1. The entire NFC West is now 1-1, and the AFC North is almost 1-1, except for the Bengals, who are 0-2.
Oof.
In fact, oh my God, even the Jaguars are in first place. At 1-1-0, then you have the Texans at 0-1-1, the Colts at 0-1-1, and the Titans 0-2.
Oh no!
Speaking of the Titans,
oh no!
They
got the only other game that made sense.
It was 7-7 first quarter.
There are the Buffalo Bills, and there's everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
There is not another team that is even close to this team right now.
Yep. Dude, Stephon Diggs, 148 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns.
He was eating, dude. Oh my God. They could not do anything about Diggs.
Yeah.
Look at that catch percentage. He had, I mean, I don't know what it is, but he had 14 targets and well, I mean, I'm not going to calculate 14 divided by 12 or 12 divided by 14, but 12 12 receptions on 14 targets. Pretty much every time you throw to him, he's going to catch it.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
And for 12 yards.
Yeah.
Like first down yardage guaranteed every time.
And a quarter of the time, it's for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Also, a fun stat: the Bills punted for the first time this season at 8:37 left in the third quarter.
Wow.
Yeah, and the
game
return
was basically over at that point.
Yeah, it was basically over, and the return was muffed, and the Bills recovered it.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that is, man, they are.
Titans got put down hard.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like Apollo said though, dude. There's no one even close to them right now. On both sides, they're far and away the best team.
Rob, I told you that was the safer. Everyone was like, "Oh, I don't know if that's a safer pick or the Cowboys Bengals pick." And like I said last week, I think this is the safest block of the week here for the picks.
Bills are just firing on all cylinders.
I didn't even get to show up in time to be excited about my Cowboys lock too.
Right,
Me and Rob are the only undefeated lock pick'ems now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Other than Discord, I guess.
I didn't start off this season very well. That's for damn sure.
But,
I'd be happy because you're not in last place.
We did discuss, Bear, about how our podcast is officially magical now. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We knew that before, but it's basically confirmed at this point.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, I just went on the Reddit to check a thing, and I saw a Jair Alexander quote of "Things could be a lot worse. I could be a Bears fan." And then a Bears guy commented, "Wait till I tell Daddy 49ers what the Packer bully said to me." But I was trying to find out what's wrong with the Titans, because it's not working there.
Dude,
Yeah.
that is okay. So first of all, Derrick Henry, 13 carries for 25 yards.
Yeah.
Oh, that is.
They held
How does that happen? That's again. I think it might just be the story of the Bills' defense.
Yeah,
The
being
Bills'
so
defense
goddamn good.
is exceptional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, I think they just, were like, shut down Derrick Henry, have them throw to, Treylon Burks and Robert Woods.
The corpse of Robert Woods. Yeah.
And then, A.J. Brown's little brother, Treylon Burks, the guy they traded A.J. Brown to get, and be like, we got A.J. Brown at home. Treylon Burks.
But they got Josh Gordon.
Yeah.
Hey, they have Josh Gordon.
They do.
They do have Josh
Wait,
Gordon.
really?
Yeah.
I did not know that, actually. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Titans elevate him from. He was on the practice squad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, since COVID, they've been
Wait, he's
able
back
to
on
do
the
that.
practice squad.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
no.
literally just put him back on the practice
Hey, look,
squad.
you get one pass in the game. You better catch it. Otherwise, you're going back down.
Go back to the rejects. Oh no.
Jeez.
But man, yeah, they got dumpstered. So we'll see what happens with the Titans. They got to make some adjustments or something. But Bill's looking fantastic.
Yep.
And speaking of
Last but not least,
looking fantastic, Kirk Cousins did not.
Rob.
I am, he's...
Why does he still have to die on this hill? It doesn't even make sense anymore.
This was, listen, all right, Vikings fans, I don't like you. You're in my division. We hate each other. But even I was like, the Vikings looking like a true contender this year in the end. All right, never mind.
Yeah, dude. My Minnesota-Tennessee pick is starting to look really fucking suspect right now.
Yeah. Oh, God. Like, what happened? Kirk Cousins just kept throwing the big play sleigh out there.
Yeah. And problem is that Mr. Justin Jefferson also only caught half the balls that he was thrown, Kirk. You need to throw him better routes, Kirk.
It actually, I think someone said that Darius Slay had more targets than all the Viking receivers, and he had more catches.
Yeah.
It was like some crazy stat like that, but man, Dalvin Cook, 6 carries for 17 yards.
Yikes, dude.
Kirk Cousins had more rushing yards.
He did.
That's just, man. And then their defense got shredded. Jalen Hurts, 333
Jalen
yards.
Hurts was lighting it up, bro.
Yeah, 1 TD, 1 pick. He ran for 57, 2 TDs. Miles Sanders ran for 80.
He's starting
Man.
to look like the dual threat that people have been saying that he is. Finally.
Yeah.
Eagles defense was great with Darius Slay, and then Avonte Maddox had a pick. Fletcher Cox, Josh Sweat had sacks. It was just even the receiving core in the Eagles actually pretty good. They got Dallas Goedert at tight end. You got Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, Quez Watkins was good. I'm starting to be the Eagle believer. I think they're going to win the NFC East, and I don't think the Giants, like Rob said, will have the Eli Manning plays from
Well, it ain't gonna be the Cowboys. So.
It ain't gonna be the Cowboys, that's for sure. That's the biggest
for
one.
sure.
But
Yeah.
Eagles looking good. Looking
Yeah,
real good.
they are. They really are.
Collectively, again, I think we all owe Eagles fans an apology. We're very sorry that all of us, including Randy and Discord, picked the Vikings to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have did it. Monday Night Football, Kirk Cousins is always terrible too.
Yeah,
Right.
that's actually true. He is historically bad on Monday night and
Yeah.
prime time, I think, in general, too,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I think what is his Kirk Cousins
Yeah.
prime time record? Here we go. Following the Vikings loss to the Eagles Monday night, Cousins now has a record of 10-18 in primetime games, including a 2-10 record on Monday Night Football.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Things-
Mondays.
Yeah.
we should have heard before. It happened.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we should have figured it out. That's our fault there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's
read
all the
the-
games this week.
Mm-hmm.
Invicta Power Rankings.
Thank you, Coach Krendor. Once again, back-to-back weeks of 30 teams moving. 30. 30. There are only 2 teams that did not move from the power rankings. Shout out once again to longtime contributor of Dan Hanses over at NFL.com Power Rankings for the official Bible of the Internet top 5, starting with Robert.
Let's go with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. Bear.
Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Coach.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow.
Apollo.
Oh no.
You got this. You got it.
The Rams.
And strike one, Robert.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Yeah, and Bear for the dunk.
Give me the Miami Dolphins.
Coach Krendor.
Give me
Say the Giants.
wait, we said the Chiefs already, right?
We did.
Okay, I was making sure. Give me the old. Yeah, I'll throw the Packers in there.
That is correct.
Woo!
The Packers rounding out the top 5, moving up 3 spots from the 8th position to the number 5 position. Top 5, 1 through 5. Buffalo Bills and Kansas City Chiefs sitting at 1 and 2. Philadelphia Eagles rising from the top like the Phoenix Birds they are, from 10th to 3rd, rising 7 spots. Not the thinnest dink, by the way. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, despite winning, have fallen 1 spot, Dan, against the Jameis Winston-led Saints. And then the Packers emerging back into the top 5 from the 8th position, rising 3 spots. Rounding out the top 10 are the Rams, the Chargers, the Dolphins now appearing in the top 10, rising 5 spots. Again, not the thinnest dink. Number 9th was going to be the Niners climbing their way back, and then the Baltimore Ravens somehow inexplicably still in the top 10. Thank you, Dan. Now, we go on to the – first off, we got to go to the fattest doink because, man, it is a doozy. Fattest doink. This team has fallen 11 spots. 11, Rob.
That's a lot.
Name this team. They went from 15th to 26th.
Ooh.
They are an AFC
Yikes.
team. That's all I'm giving you.
Yikes.
Let's go with the Colts. Yeah, Colts.
That is correct.
Whoa.
The Indianapolis Colts have plummeted 11 spots down from the 15th to the 26th spot. And I'll read the write-up here by Dan. Are the Colts a bad team? Question mark. He didn't write question mark. This is the question mark there. It's fair to wonder after Sunday's listless 24-0 loss to the Jaguars, Indy was well set up to gain a measure of revenge after last season's catastrophic Week 18 loss to the Jags, as we talked about earlier in this podcast. But the Colts instead appeared more lost than they ever were with Carson Wentz at the controls. Matt Ryan has done nothing to elevate this offense in 2 weeks, and he's not getting much help from an underperforming offensive line and a thin wide receiver group that was without Michael Pittman Jr. The soft nature of the AFC South should provide some runaway to get things sorted out. But with a tie with the Texans and non-competitive loss to the Jaguars is as ominous as it gets. Now we go on here. Coach Krendor, this one's for you.
All right.
This team has risen 10 spots to go from the 26th position. They've supplanted the Colts. Now, all the way up to the 16th spot. Name this NFC team.
Supplanted, good word.
Let's go with the
Joe Rogans.
Oh, no.
Let's go with the Cardinals or something.
And that is incorrect. I open it up to Bear and Apollo.
Dolphins.
He said NFC.
NFC.
Oh, my bad.
I said the Lions.
It is indeed the Detroit Lions.
Why did I pick the Lions?
That's why I picked you, Coach. That's why I picked
checks
you.
out.
And once again, reading the write-up from Dan Hanzus, are the Detroit Lions an offensive juggernaut? Question mark. Again, he didn't write question mark. Just a question mark there.
Maybe again, he did write question mark.
Maybe exclamation point. Dan Campbell's Grit Warriors found little resistance from the visiting Commanders in a 36-27 win at Salvatore Ford Field, becoming the first Lions team since 1970 to score 35-plus points in their first 2 games of the season. Jared Goff threw for 4 touchdown passes on Sunday. He's getting plenty of help. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 184 total yards, 2 touchdowns, which was not DeAndre Swift, by the way, is developing into a legit number 1 wideout, while DeAndre Swift had 87 total yards, a touchdown on just 7 touches. Looks like a running back prepping for his application for the Superstar Club. Throw in a 3-sack game for number 2 overall pick, Aiden Hutchinson, and the feel-good Lions can be transforming into the actually good Lions. Behold the metamorphosis.
Dude,
Bear.
the Bills have scored 1 more point than the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Lions are good. Here you go, Bear. This one's for you. Bear Taffy. Your New England Patriots, true or false, are ranked above the Tennessee Titans.
True.
That is correct. Now, can you guess the placement of the Tennessee Titans?
They are 24th.
Close. They are 20th. They dropped 3 spots from 17th to the 20th, and while the Patriots have risen 5 spots to the 18th position from the 23rd. And finally, Apollo, this one's for you. True or false? Your Pittsburgh Steelers are ranked below the Cleveland Browns.
That's tough. They got to be close.
Are you eating?
No. I'm gonna say that.
Neither am I.
True.
You say it was true?
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. The
Whoa.
Steelers are ranked 1 position below the Cleveland Browns, sitting at the 23rd spot, falling 4 spots from 19th. The Browns are now ranked on the 22nd spot, following a 2-position loss down all the way from the 20th to 22nd. And
Only
finally, Rob, we go to you for the bonus pick.
All right.
This is just I'm going to throw it out there for you, Rob.
Okay.
True or false? The New York Football Jets are ranked above the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh, wow. I mean,
It was a
it's
close
gotta be
one.
false.
That is incorrect.
Wow.
The New York Jets are ranked above the Indianapolis Colts, rising from the bottom. The
Oh my
literal
God.
bottom. Going from 32nd to the 25th spot, Rob. You're 1 over the Indianapolis Colts. You're officially in the top 25, Rob.
Well, that's
How's it feel?
You know, I think weren't we like at 25 before the season started, and then game 1 happened, and then we went to 32, and now we're at 25 again?
Yeah, I think so.
Something like that, yes.
Well, feels like being a Jets fan, I'll tell you that.
Just up and down the roller coaster goes, and that's going to do it for the power rankings. Let's go up to Rob, Bear, Coach, and Apollo in the booth for Pick'ems. Ba-da-dun, ba-da-dun,
Pick'ems.
ba-da-dun, ba-da-dun, ba-da-dun.
Well, this week in Pick'ems sucked for me. Well, last week sucked too, but
No, it didn't. This week's was A-okay.
Well, this week was actually magical. Yeah, no, this
that's
is
true.
pure
This
magic.
was a crazy
more
magical
important.
week. I went 7-10, Sinvicta 11-6, Rob 8-9, Bear 9-8, Apollo 8-9, and Randy 7-10. Discord
Pretty good.
9-8.
Hey, Coach, what's your season record on the Pick'ems so far?
It's only week 2. All right, we're building up. It's gonna be a big game.
Are
Big
you
week
building
this
up
week.
or building down?
Well, you got to build down so you can build up. I'm doing the New York Jets strategy.
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
I guess.
So we have some fun stats. Here they are. It's got to happen. This week there were 6. there were 6 1v4 picks. The most ever in a single week is 7, which has happened 3 times.
Wow.
Total 1v4 is 142. I owned 41 of those. Bear 37, Apollo 34, Sinvicta 21, and Rob with 9.
Rob, you coward!
I am
like
a
to
coward,
point
I
out
guess.
that I have picked significantly less games, and I'm almost at the top. So
Yeah, that's true as well.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do
this
a lot of
mean-
1v4s.
What this basically means, again, shout out once again to Pixel Haven and Hippo Nora.
Yes,
doing an
yes.
awesome job stat
Thank you.
collecting.
That is
What this
true.
basically means is that the people at the top pick the craziest games, and the people at the bottom are actually sane. The one is also 59 and 83, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we have the Sinvicta has now correctly predicted 16 straight regular season Chiefs games.
You gotta read the title, too.
Nothing but a Chiefs thing.
Nothing but a
Exactly.
Chiefs things, baby.
This breaks the previous record of 15, which was also held by Sinvicta for the Ravens.
the real question is, how many times did you predict them to lose?
Yeah.
Well, 16 straight, apparently, because those aren't all wins, by the way.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
It's just
You just-
that's predicting the correct outcome,
Yeah.
win or lose. So
So that
That's what
means
I
you
mean. How
gotta
many
lose
times
this week.
did you predict them to lose?
probably like 3 or 4, I would say.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I don't
mean-
know. Pixel Haven, look it up.
Well, we don't really have. We just can look at the Chiefs' last 16 games, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
'cause
we
they
know you got it
know
right.
Wow, this guy's a genius.
Hey, either way, that's a pretty hard thing to do.
That is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
true.
that's very
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
No. I wasn't. I didn't mean to undersell.
He thought you sucked.
I thought
that
okay.
sucked.
It's
I
all
was
right,
making-
Rob.
I was
It's
making
all right.
fun of everyone in the podcast for.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Starting strong, everyone has been good at predicting week 2 divisional games. 20-10 this week. Discord was 14-3, Apollo 9-2, Sinvicta 18-6, Crendor 17-7, Rob 16-8, Bear 14-10. Wow. Apollo.
You know what? That might be. I have a theory about that, actually.
Okay.
I think that the NFL tends to schedule more important divisional games later in the season than earlier in the season.
Yeah.
So we get the shittier divisional games earlier, which are easier to predict.
And they matter. They usually matter far less than,
Yeah.
than towards late game or late season.
Well, Apollo is much better predicting Bengals home games than he is away games. 10-4 home, 4-10 away.
Is that why they lost to the Cowboys?
It
Yeah,
might
it
be.
is.
How synchronized that is, though.
Well, they're so used to the jungle.
Yeah, 10-4,
Oh,
4-10. I also love how Apollo is just peeking out from the front door of
Yeah.
Bengals house.
Yep, that's pretty good. And Randy, the Lions are now simultaneously Randy's most least pick and most locked team. This is only the third Lions lock ever. There are 3 teams with fewer locks.
It's got to be Texans and then
It's Texans,
fucking
Jets,
Jets
and
and
Jaguars.
Broncos, yeah. Or Broncos. No,
maybe
like
Jaguars.
Probably Jaguars. Yeah.
But I do love the cute little, like, instead of a 1, there's a lion logo on the dice.
Oh yeah, I see that. That is clever.
Yeah.
Then those are your bonus pick'em stats. Let's get the pick'em.
Pick'ems.
Thank you, Pokemon. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we have the Pick'ems Pokemon at the podcast.
Yeah, I'll make sure to put the Discord and the Pixel Haven stats and all that
He
stuff.
won't.
I'll probably remember to do it.
He won't.
Here we go. Steelers, Elves.
I've lost all faith. Give me the elves.
Don't pick the Elves, Apollo. No.
What are you out of here? It's the Steelers. I'm
Steelers.
picking Steelers. Yeah.
Steelers.
I don't know. I trust Apollo's Steelers.
I'm the one
logic.
before, dude.
You guys did not watch Mitchell Trubisky last week.
Dude, I think
yeah.
the Patriots are good at beating the Steelers, though.
Yeah, and
Nick
also
Chubb.
the Browns just lost to the fucking Jets. So
Yeah, but they scored points, which is kind of all you have to do to beat the Steelers.
You can't wipe that stink off. That's staying there. That's a permanent.
We'll see about that.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go Elves.
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Nick Chubb's gonna run through him.
Apollo,
He
how's it
has
feel to
been
be?
the shining light for that team, for sure.
How's it feel to be picking the same team as coach?
Yeah, that's terrifying, actually.
Yeah. Bills, Dolphins.
Bills.
I mean, honestly, it may not be that guaranteed,
I don't
But
think
I will
it's gonna be
pick-
close.
Yeah, I'll pick the Bills still.
but I will also pick the Bills. Yeah.
Like the Patriots, the Dolphins play real hard at home against divisional opponents.
Not as hard as they play the Patriots a lot harder than they play the Bills at home.
It's true. Yeah.
I'm going to take the Bills, but I actually think that's a pretty risky lock.
I think it'll be close.
I agree. I also still believe, though, that like we said before, it's the Bills and then there's everybody else.
I don't think it's gonna be close, but we'll see.
All right. Bengals, Jets.
Holy shit! I have no idea.
Wait, it's a Bengals away game, dude. No.
Oh.
Apollo picks first.
Yeah, he has to pick
Yeah.
first.
Apollo has to pick first.
I'm taking the Bengals.
Oh boy! All right, Jets.
Wow.
Let's go. Jets. Jets.
Oh. Am I? You know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll take the Jets. Yeah,
baby.
I already went 7-8 last week. Whatever.
Oh God. Oh God.
You guys are
ETS.
seriously not gonna give me a 1v4 versus
Oh,
the
the Bengals, these Jets.
Insane.
That's Jets.
We're all banking on that bonus stat real hard, dude.
But you got 39% win rate. It doesn't matter. Just pick the Jets.
I gotta go Bengals, dude.
You're so screwed, Apollo.
There's no
Apollo.
way the Bengals go 0-3.
Apollo, that's 2 picks now. The coach has agreed with you
There's
on.
no
I
way
And
didn't-
it's
Bengals
the
go
elite for the
0-3.
Bengals. You're so screwed.
I don't know. Raiders, Titans.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Titans are falling apart, dude.
Raiders, yeah.
Nah, give me the Titans.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Titans.
Oh, hold on though. No, the Raiders just collapsed, didn't they? Too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, never
They
mind. Yeah,
both
Titans.
collapsed
They
last
both
week.
collapsed.
Raiders and Titans both collapsed last week. I think I'll take the Titans here too. Actually,
I'm gonna take the Raiders.
It's just the
I'm
Titans.
glad I switched.
Yeah, we switched.
Oh shit.
Rob.
You're stuck
mean-
with me.
I mean, the thing is though, like the Titans collapsed in a way where they just like didn't do anything. So
Yeah, but they played against
Oh,
the
I'm
best
Played
team in
against
the
the
league.
Bills.
no, yeah, I'm saying the Raiders
Yeah.
collapsed like the who's the other team that collapsed this week?
There's a lot.
I guess the
There's
Colts.
so-
Yeah, there's a
there's so
lot of
many.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
options.
The Ravens, the
Yeah,
Browns.
the Ravens was the other one I was thinking
Yeah.
of. Yeah, the Ravens.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I got dinner plans, Rob.
Saints, Panthers.
Ah, boy.
I gotta go Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers. I think they're gonna win a game at some point.
This is
There's
the only
no way
time
the
I'm picking
Panthers
them.
go 0-3, right?
Right? Yeah, that can't happen.
I think I'm gonna pick the Saints.
I'm gonna pick the Panthers again. How do I must have the worst Panther picking rate imaginable.
It might be.
You're not
I
as big of a
honestly-
fan as Randy is, though.
Oh
of
God,
the
I hit
Panthers.
the mic. I'm gonna flip a coin.
Okay.
Oh,
There we go.
it's week 3 and he's already resulted in flipping a coin.
Saints,
He's turned
heads,
into Randy.
Panthers, tails, Saints.
That's a horrible pick.
All right. Ravens, Patriots.
I am doing my curse lock. I'm locking the Ravens.
Oh,
I told
I'm
you to-
gonna force them to lose.
I told you.
Yep. Saw it coming.
It might
Told
work.
you.
My work.
I cannot pick against the Patriots at home.
I can. I'm taking the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm also
insane. Yeah,
I also can. I will also take the Ravens.
the Patriots are dog shit. They almost lost to the Steelers.
Oh man, I think I'm gonna pick the Patriots too.
Oh,
Me and Bear love those Patriots picks, man.
In my head, this is one of the worst picks I think that you could do. I legit think this game is like 95-5 in favor of the Ravens.
Uh huh.
We'll see.
I'm not sure it's that because I mean, the Ravens beat the Jets pretty soundly, but not as soundly as they should have. Probably.
Right.
I don't know, but I'm still taking the Ravens.
Right. Lions, Vikings. Give me the Lions.
Yeah,
Yeah. Give me the Lions.
You know what? They're better right now. They are.
yeah. You know
They're
what?
the better
Fuck it.
team.
I'll take the
Detroit.
Lions.
Yeah.
I'll take a 1v4 with the Vikings.
All right.
Detroit's defense is surprisingly robust.
Man, it's mainly their offense doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vikings bounce back. I'm gonna give them another chance.
All right.
Okay.
They might. I mean, they probably will at some point. And I mean, it's the Lions. So
You know what? Actually, yeah, give me Minnesota here too.
Oh, come on, Bear, stick with your
Hey,
guns.
yo.
I'm sorry. I
My
know.
1v4.
Eagles football team.
Eagles.
yeah, Eagles.
Yeah, they're the hottest team
Yeah, I'll
right
take
now.
the Eagles.
This is.
Eagles.
But I
I was gonna like lock this like if I didn't lock the other one, but like I feel like it's one of those trap game locks, you know?
Yeah,
Yes.
I can see some
It's
weird
the
shit.
this is an NFC East divisional game where the football team is playing at home. Like I don't know.
And Carson Wentz going against his old team.
Yeah, I mean we're unanimous in this, but like this honestly I think is a total toss up.
Oh yeah, I agree. I could see Washington still winning this.
Yeah,
Chiefs, Colts.
Chiefs locking the
Any-
Chiefs.
I was
There,
gonna say
okay.
yeah. It's the Chiefs. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
I'll be
Chiefs.
so mad if they fucking lose though. This one.
Yep.
It's so funny.
Texans, Bears. Woo!
Oh boy.
Bears.
Bears.
I think the Bears are gonna win, but I'm gonna take the Texans so I don't have to cheer for the Bears.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna take the Bears.
Yeah, I think the Bears will win this game, but still.
But yet you're picking the Texans.
Yes, because I don't want to cheer for the Bears.
Fair.
50s, man. I'll take the Bears.
Yeah.
I think it's
I don't know,
easier.
though.
It's an easier pick than you guys are making it out to be.
I don't think
I mean,
that's true.
Justin Fields threw only 11 times last week, so I don't know.
In fact, Justin Fields has thrown 28 times this year.
Jesus.
That's
Joe
a
Joe
fourth of
Flacco
Joe
threw that in
Flacco.
in like a quarter.
Yeah. Jaguars, Chargers.
Is Herbert playing?
Locking the Chargers.
You don't even know if
Oh.
Herbert's playing,
It
dude.
does not matter.
I think that matters a lot.
think it
It's their
does.
star quarterback.
I mean, he was day to day, so I mean, I guess he's playing. They probably won't say anything until like the day before or the day of.
Dude couldn't
Yeah.
even run for a first down 1 yard.
They'll drug
would
him
not
up.
be surprised if he's out for a game at least.
Locking
Especially-
the Chargers.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
if Herbert's playing, it's the Chargers, but like, I don't.
I'm gonna take the Chargers. I think their defense is good enough.
Herbert injury report, injury status.
I was just looking at it.
Look,
Yeah,
there's
it's-
nothing.
Yeah.
I'll go Chargers.
I'm gonna go Jags because I
Ooh.
don't know. I think maybe it's their time. Maybe the cats will eat the electricity.
You're seeing way too much magic on your spare time there.
Well, I mean, Trevor Lawrence just won, and Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Herbert might straight up just be out. Like he could.
It's still the Jags.
Oh, well, I'm glad you changed your mind.
Yeah,
I
what?
just-
I didn't change my mind.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying it's still the Jaguars.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'll take the Chargers, but oh man, I'm gonna be upset if Herbert doesn't play and the Jags win.
I will also take the Chargers.
All right.
So after
I have
all
a
that,
1v4?
It's a 4v1 against Rob with the Jaguars.
It's going to happen.
It's gonna happen.
Rams, Cardinals.
Rams.
I don't know.
They should
Cardinals.
not have beaten the Raiders.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, but the Rams
Yeah.
almost lost to the Falcons.
They were given the game by the refs.
Yeah.
Cardinals should not have won. They should be 0-2.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'll take the Rams.
I'm gonna take
'Cause, I
the
mean-
Cardinals.
Okay, I'm just trying to help you.
Give me the Rams.
All right, there's my 1v4. Let's go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Good luck with that one.
Yeah.
I mean, divisional.
That's divisional. Packers, Buccaneers.
Go Bucks.
Really? I'm gonna take the Packers. I know you're a Bucks fan, but
I'm taking the Packers.
What do you mean, really? You said the same thing against the Saints last week.
No
well,
Mike Evans.
Yeah, the Bucks have looked bad 2 weeks in a row. I don't know how they're 2-0. Other than the fact
Defense.
that, yeah, probably that.
Go Bucks.
But the Packers haven't looked that great outside of Aaron Jones,
Yeah,
who does look really good.
Yeah, our
Go
defense
Bucks.
looked all right.
I don't know. Mike Evans is suspended. Brady's got no one to throw to.
He threw the only touchdown of the game to not Mike Evans in the fourth quarter.
We got a
So go
pretty good
Bucks.
Yeah, because Mike
secondary
Evans
and
wasn't
pass
there.
Yeah.
I'm showing that we don't need Mike Evans for it. Go Bucks.
Needed like a unnecessary roughness penalty. But
Yeah,
the-
who's counting?
We got a pretty good secondary back there.
The Packers got spanked by the Falcons week one, or the Vikings week one. Go
Got
Bucks.
us even though we were playing.
Yeah, I gotta take the Packers here. Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Bucks on this one as well.
All right, it's gonna be close.
I think-
It'll be a good game.
I think it'll be close.
Yeah,
It's not gonna be close. Go Bucks.
it'll be close. Falcons, Seahawks.
Ooh.
Seahawks.
Yeah. That's gotta be Seahawks.
It's a bird bath.
Yeah,
This is not going to be a good game.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a blowout. Seahawks.
yeah. I'd take Seahawks because they're at home.
Yeah, I'm taking Seahawks.
Yeah, I guess
too.
I'll take the
I
home
think
team.
that's a safe lock for anyone. By the way.
I don't agree with
I
that.
don't agree.
Yeah, I don't agree either. Because that's
Okay.
tough.
Yeah.
But it is Geno season, so you know
Yeah.
It is Geno season.
that
except
is
for
a
last
factor.
week.
Yeah.
49ers, Broncos.
Wait, did Bear? Did you
Oh,
pick?
Bear pick.
Yeah, I did.
Who'd you pick?
There's some
Seahawks.
shit going on
Oh, okay.
in Denver, man. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's the primetime game too, right?
I'm
Yeah,
going
dog.
to lock the 49ers.
Wow!
You are actually insane. It's Broncos.
Just straight up lost his fucking mind
Have
now,
you
dude.
watched the Denver Broncos at all in the last 2 weeks?
It's
That's true.
Jimmy G.
He
On
got
the
him to the
road.
championship game last year.
Look, I'm not going to argue with the man who has 39.7%.
All right, that's fine. I'm
winning.
catching up, dude. I need some catch-up point. That's fine.
I can't explain crazies, coach.
I need
No.
some
Not that I
catch-up.
think picking the Niners is bad. It's that I think locking them is bad.
I'm
Listen,
gonna pick the Broncos, I guess.
To me, this is like a straight up 50-50 just because the Broncos are such a weird
This
team.
week is hard, man.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
Like, what
Okay.
other game is there to
I'll
lock?
take-
The Bengals? I don't even
I'll
trust
take-
them.
I'll take the Broncos.
You're telling me that locking the Niners
Yes.
against the Broncos at home is safer than locking the Seahawks
Yes.
with the visiting Falcons.
Yes. They have Geno Smith.
Okay.
They don't have a
Yeah.
running game.
He's got it's Marcus Mariota and no fucking offense.
It's Geno Smith and no offense.
And it's Geno season.
And it's Geno. What?
They still have Tyler Lockett. They still have DK Metcalf.
49ers.
Okay, that's all you need.
49ers gonna win this game. All right.
I mean, I look. I think I'm going to take the Broncos too because
That's
you guys
a lock
convinced-
1v4.
Yeah,
You guys are insane.
I mean,
Oh, we're the insane ones.
I mean, look. I will say though, like I think Grendor might be right because it's Jimmy G coming back in a game where I feel like he's got a lot to prove
Well,
almost.
if he's so right, Rob, pick the Niners.
I still think that it's Russell Wilson, but I don't know.
The Broncos have 25
Well, I mean, you never know.
penalties.
All right, whatever.
They
Big
barely
Coach have
beat
us
the
lock
Texans.
1v4. No, let him have it. Let him have it.
Yeah,
He might- I
That's
mean, it
fine.
might
I'll
work.
take it.
It might, but it won't.
Cowboys, Giants.
Giants
Giants, dude. 3-0
Yeah.
Giants. Let's go.
gonna
I'm
happen.
gonna take the Cowboys.
Wow.
This is a much tougher pick.
I
than
just
most
don't
of the
think
other.
there's a world where these Giants go 3-0. I don't think that
Well,
world
dude,
is
the one
tenable.
game that these Giants were supposed to win in the first 3 weeks is this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I just don't feel. I've got a feeling. You know, this is just a feeling.
He's
that
got
I-
a feeling.
I think the
'Cause, like,
Giants are going to win. I'm going Giants.
My head is saying Giants, but like my heart is it's dead. But like I don't know, some demon eldritch thing is telling me to pick the Cowboys.
Do you believe in Cooper Rush?
No.
Yeah, I'm going Giants.
I'm going to pick the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Wowie wow wow.
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 Wait,
Da-
So
Yeah,
is
you're ready.
that everybody
Randy.
Giants and then the one Cowboy? There's two Cowboys.
I picked the Cowboys.
Oh, okay.
Two Cowboys.
Two
Okay,
Cowboys.
yeah.
Here we go. It's Randy time, folks.
Yeah,
Randy
Buffalo, you're on
time.
the winning side of this one.
Randy's picking the Pittsburgh
Randy's picking.
Steelers, the Miami Dolphins,
Oh.
the New York Jets,
Oh.
the Raiders,
Raiders.
the Panthers, the Patriots,
Yeah.
the Vikings,
All right.
the Eagles, the Colts,
Whoa.
Oh,
Randy.
all right.
the Texans,
Yeah.
the Jaguars,
Oh boy.
Randy,
Oh,
not
no.
the
again.
Rams,
Yeah.
the Buccaneers,
Yeah.
the Falcons,
No.
the 49ers,
Uh-huh.
No.
and the Cowboys.
Oh, Randy's having a hell of a week, dude.
And Randy's lock is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
The Houston Texans.
So Randy so far has locked the Detroit Lions and the Houston Texans. So he's definitely going to lock the
Wait,
Jets
no,
next
I
week,
goofed
is what
it.
we're hearing.
I counted wrong. He's locking the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh.
It's
Now
even worse
that
than I
is
thought.
Truly the biggest curse of
I was
all
looking at it. It's like you counted wrong. So it's either he's locking the Colts or the Jags. Which
Yep.
one's it going to be?
Yeah, it's the Colts, folks.
It's lock versus lock, Rob versus Randy. Let's
Oh
go.
boy! Wow, that's great.
Wait, so oh my god, hold on. So, but he won last week, didn't he? With his
He did.
Yeah,
with
he
his
got
line?
his lock.
Yep.
I think that we're about to see if Randy has some power.
Yep,
He
yeah.
might. Well,
It's only Rob and I having the perfect lock streak, other than Discord.
Yeah,
Randy.
Your streak's on the line, Rob.
yeah, Randy. I guess it's me and you, mano a mano.
And Randy's undefeated too, so
Yep.
yeah, one of you will come away with the loss.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it. Thanks for listening, watching. I don't know why you'd watch this. It's just a screen that doesn't move. But like, comment, subscribe, share this all over with your football friends or people who don't even like football. Just punish them by giving them this podcast.
Tell your favorite cousin.
Yeah. And we'll see you next week.
Dun-dun-dun.
Bye bye.
Dun-dun-dun.
Like.
Dun-dun-dun.